Maybe the second pull will be very dependent on how the first one goes. I'll make my decision.
I feel like Cloud in the wheelchair really gave me the energy on this first pull.
I want to have a slap fight with Mom on a cannon, personally.
That's not. I don't think that's gonna be in part 2. I wonder if they'll keep that.
Oh, yeah, they fire the cannon.
Do they in the trailer?
Yeah, they fired the cannon. I don't know what ad, because it's still in Janan in the trailer.
Well, but you see weapons, so I don't know.
Do they fire it at weapons? Well,
yeah,
I guess they do.
They kill Sapphire weapon.
What is that image?
Been spawned from the crater?
Yes. That's why I don't understand. I don't understand.
Holy fuck, that image is too funny.
Cloud in a wheelchair? Oh.
No, the segue, but look
okay,
at Sephiroth in his segue.
That's pretty good.
Holy
That's
fuck.
gonna be in the game for sure.
It should be.
Join me, Cloud.
Ascend to a higher level.
It's too funny.
Okay.
Alright, it's all you. Like, you make sure to stand on the right side.
I will not. Potting.
No, I mean the correct side. The
You're
right
not potting?
side.
I am potting, yeah.
I am potting. I'm potting this first one.
Potting. Yeah, same.
I can create world or unmake.
I'm medicated. It's Benadryl. I'm allergic to tentacles.
I will not be denied. Only I can guide this star to its rightful place. Denizens of the abyss, from ink of blackest night, I summon you.
Northeast, southwest. Go. Horizontal.
Horizontal.
The heavens bend to my will. From base elements is
Who's
great
Brad? Peepog? Peepog.
Corner. This is the run.
Ivan and I always get the corner. Feels nice.
A front, B back.
Move.
A god's will cannot be disobeyed. Misfortune
Crush him.
Crush him.
the one that heavens fall.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Beacons. Beacons. Beacons.
The elements flow.
Thanks.
Range, melees.
Desire.
Or not melees, tanks, sorry. Tanks, range. I am west.
I'm east.
Winds out. Hold.
Pyros.
Go.
World must be made anew.
East-west groups.
East west, 2-4 safe on our side.
Big Q.
One for you, Rose.
Line up.
Creation's course is my
Zero's front,
success.
one's back.
Zero's front, one's back. Watch debuffs. Everyone back. Zero's feathers.
I will not be denied.
Whisper.
Default.
From base
Debug.
elements is greatness forged.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Red.
Yep.
Ready?
Wheel of my
Ready.
turns by my hand.
We had an easy one.
Should be here, right? Oh, I don't know, man. I forgot.
I think so. Yeah, it's the same problem I had last.
Oh, yeah. I'm
Can I
wrong.
go bait?
I'm wrong.
Will cannot be disobeyed.
Farewell, my
Yeah,
son.
sorry. That was my fault.
Yeah, that was the run. I was double corner. both be pots.
Yeah, sorry. That was stupid of me. I should have just remembered. Gulp.
I can create well or unmake.
Hello, potion.
Imagine not having to pre-potion.
Wait, do Bards do it?
Best feeling in the world.
I'm imagining.
Bards
Yeah,
have to do it because there's
I
no way
have
to
to it
weak
too,
one.
yeah.
I have 3 GCs before I have to do anything real.
Same.
Only I
God bless the 1-2-3 combo.
If nothing's happening
Yeah.
on everyone.
That way, if someone screws up during the first 3 GCDs, you don't
Yeah.
lose a pot.
Yeah, exactly. That's what happened to me.
from ink.
Go the first one.
I summon
East west.
Move.
Win to win.
The heavens bend to my will. From base elements is greatness
And
forged.
spread. Depop.
Spread and Beatpog.
Depop. Depop.
This is not a corner.
Ace front. Speeds back.
Move.
A god's will cannot be disobeyed. Misfortune hangs heavy on the prize.
Crash Hound.
Pour cover for when the heavens fall.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Beacons. Beacons.
The elements flow
Me.
Healer's range.
my design.
North.
South.
Winds out.
Ah, fuck. I was fired. Sorry.
Oopsie.
No.
Yeah, the old counterclockwise.
So technically, you could have corrected it.
Not, I would have factored too much. That was a
By
good
having the
walk.
other people swap.
No,
No,
by him
since-
swapping again because he only moved once.
Yeah,
already.
he was the first tower, so he
Oh, that's
might have
true,
been
yeah.
able. Yeah, it'd be tight,
Yeah,
but
it
it's
happened to
possible.
me once where I was able to swap over.
Yeah, since you didn't have to move for the first mechanic.
It was tight, but
Yeah,
I was able to do
No,
it.
It's only possible if you're one of the beacon partner people.
Yeah.
I can create world or unmake.
Is anyone gonna try out the new F-Zero 99?
I might sometime.
I want. I play all of them for like a day.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
generally
I'll probably
pretty fun
do
for
something
like
similar.
a one time. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially since it's free, it's just like,
Yeah. Why
might
not?
as well.
Just wish it was F-Zero GX version of F-Zero. SNES racing games are a little
It's a
little
bit
rough.
jank, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very true. And then Nintendo netcode.
Also true.
Yeah.
What?
Fair.
It was very funny how bad the Nintendo multiplayer or the Nintendo netcode looked for the Luigi 2 multiplayer.
Oh
Like, it
yeah.
already
Where are you
looks
going?
so
Where are you going?
slow.
Where are you
Q.
going?
Stack.
East west. Thinking about
No,
Luigi.
it's not east west.
Northeast southwest. Northeast southwest is what I meant.
This guy thinks about Luigi really hard.
Thinking about Luigi actually. That was my fault.
I just saw you like continually backing up, and I'm like, do I say something? And then you just
Yeah.
kept going.
No, just yell at me. That's fine. The correct thing to do. Always.
Vertical.
Critical.
Yelling at
James,
Q is always
you're fine.
correct.
Yeah. I take no offense if you
Yeah,
don't.
we can
Okay.
do
Don't worry. Spread for Peepog.
Elements is greatness forged.
I'll just heal this. This is harder.
Uh-oh,
James,
uh-oh, Q, you're
Q,
on.
Q.
Oh, I was. Oh,
Luigi on the
I
brain!
was. Oh, damn it. Sorry. I was. Oh.
Yeah, we were Ogden.
God's will cannot be
You know what?
disobeyed.
You know what has 2 O's in it? Guichi. You should have been all over
Luigi,
that.
That's true. Damn. Usually I say Peepog to myself, and I did that time. I screwed it up.
The B-pog in your heart.
I'm like Peepog, B P O. I'm O. Okay, O. But I didn't that time.
Yeah.
Silly me.
I can create world or unmake.
Pretty congrats on your monkey madness. That's an annoying one.
Be denied.
Oh man, and I think it took like an actual like couple
Yeah,
hours.
yeah. There's only a few of them that are that long, but that is one of them. I'd say that's the most annoying quest in the game, IMO.
Only I can guide the stars to a rightful way.
There's probably longer quests, but they're less annoying. Okay, there's one other quest as annoying as that, I would say. Morning's End Part 2. That's the actual most annoying quest.
Citizens of the abyss, from ink to blackest night, I summon you.
Northwest, southeast.
Move.
Vertical.
The heavens bend to my will.
Red for Pog.
From base
Bopog.
elements greatness forged.
Wait a minute. This looks familiar.
Heal yourself.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you were there too.
No, I wasn't.
Very familiar.
Move.
Move.
A god's will cannot be disobeyed.
And cluster.
Heavy on the prizes.
Push on.
Pour cover for when the heavens fall.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Beacons are next.
The elements
Thanks.
flow according to my design.
West.
North.
Winds out. Oh.
Stay. Go.
Kairos.
This world must be made anew.
Move. North out.
North, south. 1 and 3, save.
Dave safe north.
Line up.
Line up.
Creation's course is mine to set.
Watch your debuff. Zero's front. One's back. Watch your debuffs. Zero's in front.
I will not be denied.
Red.
From
Pog.
base elements
Pog.
greatness forged.
Ready?
Ready?
Ready? Ready?
Turns by my hand.
Dave? Okay. Dodge?
Tentacle bait.
Or bait, I mean?
Cannot be disobeyed.
Dodge? Ooh.
We living.
Ultimate.
Ultima.
Ultima?
Ten plus students.
Misfortune hangs heavy on the prize.
Crush them.
Pour cover for when the heavens fall.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Look for your spots.
Yeah, loose spread on your spots, guys.
The elements flow
You swap with me?
my design.
Thank you. I have hard trouble seeing you, so you'll may have to tell me every time it's there.
Pot?
fine.
Soon?
Pot window, yep.
Oh,
Oh no.
God fucking damn it. It was slightly delayed because of fucking charge in place.
yeah. I think you just have to hold your stuff there until you're in a safe spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, regardless of pot window or not. I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that hit me too.
Huh?
Fuck.
That hit me.
What do
The
you mean that
circle.
hit you?
It dropped. I was in the center.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
it was not dropped in place. Yeah.
It's because I got clipped, yeah, by the previous one, so mine immediately drops.
Hmm.
Where is puddle move? Puddle move. I need a second after this goal. Or perhaps we can do the last goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As many seconds as you want.
It's possible.
I mean, we're getting red cleanly, so it's just these little mistakes. Well, I think we can clear it. Easy clear.
At least I didn't get hit by these tentacles yet.
I've learned to just stand in purple for these tentacles.
Yeah.
Well, there's a 4 red over there.
I don't need to go that far. This will maybe get heals.
You said purple.
Denizens of the abyss. From ink of blackest night I
Cool.
summon
North,
you.
south.
Move.
Go. Horizontal. It's been a win.
The heavens bend to my will.
Spread for P12.
From base elements is greatness forged.
Move.
A god's will cannot be disobeyed.
Wait.
Misfortune has
Crash home.
pour cover for one that heavens formed.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Beacons are next.
The elements
Thanks.
flow according to my
Anyways.
design.
West.
East.
Winds out. Hold.
Stay. Move.
Pyrosis.
This world must be made anew.
North,
North,
south.
south. 2 and 4 for us.
I'm safe this time.
Line up.
Creation's course is
for one bet.
Watch your debuffs.
I will not be denied.
Okay.
Hugged.
From base elements is greatness forged.
I'm ready.
Ready?
Ready.
Ready?
The wheel of life turns by my hand.
Move.
Okay.
Bait.
A God's will cannot be disobeyed.
Oh,
Row 3.
Oh.
here back.
Same.
Yeah, I can't keep letters straight in my head.
Bapog.
What are better, letters or numbers?
When you get high enough, numbers become letters.
Numbers or letters? Sorry.
Or letters become numbers if you're in a higher base.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome down.
Welcome.
Thanks.
Did anyone know what happened?
Talon doesn't. He forgot how letters work.
Letters are hard.
Agree.
He was thinking in base 3, but he needed to be thinking in base 4.
He was probably thinking about Guichi, if we're being honest.
He was probably thinking about Guiji. I agree.
Good check.
Oh yeah, there's the image, guys. The color-coded image.
I can create world or unmake world.
Was Talon actually the one that made the mistake?
He said he was.
Oh,
I'll believe him.
There was a lot of stuff going on.
surely he wasn't paid off to take the blame or anything.
I don't know. I didn't check the replay, so could be anything.
Only I can guide it.
Someone wasn't critting hard enough.
Yeah, me, man. None of my fucking misery. Fucking crit. Someone also forgot me.
I did.
Genesis denizens of the abyss. From
Question
the
mark.
blackest night I summon
East
you.
west.
Fly is camping on my lawn. Why? Where did it
Oh.
come from?
Move.
Perhaps you'll die.
I might. What if it blocks a critical UI element?
Like what?
I'm trying to swat it away and it won't leave! Okay.
Are you spinning? No.
Vertical.
It was just not interested in moving.
The heavens bend to my will. From base elements is
Red
greatness
for
forged.
Peapog.
VPOG.
Peapog.
A's fronts. B's backs. And move.
Dodge.
A god's will cannot be disobeyed.
Bait. Ultima.
A cluster.
Misfortune hangs heavy on the prizes. Pour cover for when the heavens fall.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Beacons.
The elements flow according to my
Melee.
Here's melee.
North.
West.
Hold the line. Winds out. Nice.
Check pyrosis.
world must be made anew.
North
North
south.
south. 1 and 3 safe for us.
On me.
Ooh. I don't know what's going on with my screen. I just jumped to where I was.
It's the fly.
Line up, guys. Nero's fronts.
Course is mine to set.
One's backs. This fucking game. What's your debuff after this one?
This is the run, because Fernie has to be 0.
I will not be denied.
Fat crits though.
Red.
Who's red?
Repo!
Greatness forged.
I'm ready, Dave.
Ready?
The wheel
Ready?
of life has by
Ready.
Bait. Oh shit, I fucked it up. I left too early. That was my bad.
Oh.
That's my bad. Left too early. I got too
No.
excited.
He's bailing.
Yeah. Just he raged for his moment.
I was like, you can leave that early? The answer is no.
No, you can't.
I was like, that's some latency on my part. You said it before anything but happened.
I swear I saw the things disappear.
I can create
They were so disappeared they hadn't even appeared yet.
Oh, we got this. We got this.
Yeah, I believe.
I will not be denied. Only I can guide this staff with rightful faith. Denizens of the abyss, from ink of blackest night, I summon you!
Northwest, southeast. Go. Vertical.
Beautiful again.
The heavens bend to my will!
I feel like every raid we're only gonna get one direction for the most part.
That's how RNG works.
Yeah.
From base elements is
Pug
greatness
spread.
forged.
Keep hog. Ace front, B's back.
Move.
A god's will cannot be disobeyed! Misfortune and
Crush him.
tragedy on the horizon. Pour cover for one that heavens fall.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Beacons are next.
The elements flow according
Relays.
to my
Tank.
design.
West.
East. Northeast.
Raid you.
Winds. Q. Oh, no, sorry. I thought you
Stay?
were.
No.
Yeah,
Heck,
just
Pyros.
You scared the shit out of me. I almost
Yeah,
did a
I
huge
know.
move and died. It's fine, it's fine. I'd rather you yell at me than not. North, south.
North south. Fuck, man, this pattern's so bad.
Me. 1, 3.
Yeah.
Line up.
Creation's course is mine to set.
0's up, 1's back.
Of course.
Who's the other one?
Me.
Okay.
Watch debuff.
I will not
Seems
be
so bad.
denied.
How did he choose me back to back?
It knows that's the secret to the clear.
Spread.
Spread for Depug. Depug
From
2.
base elements is greatness forged.
Electric trick.
Peepog.
I'm ready.
Ready, Tower.
I'm ready.
Wheel of light turns by my hand.
James.
What?
Clinical
Oop.
base.
A god's will cannot be disobeyed.
Oh shit,
Whoa,
we
let's say this.
that was me, yeah.
You're fine, you're fine. I moved.
Okay, everybody seems to be alive.
Ultima.
might be.
Jesus. Crush
Oh,
out.
show.
Michelle.
Got
Woohoo.
Ivan.
More cover for one that haven't fallen.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Spots.
Rough spread, guys. Around your spots.
The elements flow according to my
James middle.
design.
You out.
Out window.
Puddle move. Puddle move. Uh-oh.
Oh no.
No, I'm sorry. That was...
What happened?
I went diagonal, and Ivan went west. I should have.
Yeah.
I should have just went. I should have went.
Yeah,
What's that,
your
babe?
first move should always be towards where a player used to be.
That's my first time getting middle.
It's
Nice,
nice.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Very nice.
Jealous.
Actually, it makes me a little nervous because I feel like I should be moving, and I'm just like, don't touch movement keys.
I can create worlds.
Oh well, if it makes you nervous, I'll take your middles for you.
Hey, you can take it out there.
Okay.
I would gladly take it.
Nope,
Window,
nope.
nice
Too bad.
place.
I get it. You hear that, Athena? Give me the middle.
Mom, it's my turn for the middle.
I will not be denied.
We already got the beacon.
I don't want the middle.
It's a little nervous there.
Spooky, yeah.
Nervous is how close I was to that middle line.
Only I can guide the stars to its rightful place. Denizens of the abyss, from peak of blackest night, I summon you.
Northeast, southwest.
Move.
That was close. Oh, 1 foot off.
Vertical again.
The heavens bend to my will.
Do spread for Peepog.
From base elements is greatness forged.
Peepog. You weren't ready?
Okay.
Where you? Ace front. He's back.
Ready?
Sorry, I killed
Good one.
Talon. I killed Talon. Sorry.
We're dead. We're dead.
I actually also moved early too.
Oh yeah.
I'll you later. No place to stand.
Yeah, you got time. So.
No,
I'm just
that's
anxious
not
now.
why.
Okay.
I died.
Brittany, no trolling.
It was me. I trolled.
I'm a murderer.
Murderer.
I was just like going and going. I was like, the tether's still there. Oh shit, the tether's still there. And then I fell over.
I can create well or unmake. I will not be denied. Only I can guide this star to its rightful place. Denizens of the abyss, from ink, blackest night I summon
North
you.
south. Go. Spin to win.
Beyblade.
The heavens bend to my will.
Spread for Beepog.
Depog.
From base elements is greatness forged.
Ace front, B's back.
Huddle.
Move.
A god's will cannot be disobeyed.
Ah! Rip.
Look at that. I'll assume now.
Misfortune hangs heavy on the
Rush
Oh
home.
wait, no. Who's getting
Yeah,
it?
I got it. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Beacons.
The elements flow
Thanks.
according to my design.
Range.
West. Winds out.
Stay. Go.
Deck Pyrosis.
This world must be made anew.
East west. 1 and 3 safe on our side.
2-4 for us.
Me and Maggie. Line up.
Creation's course is mine to set.
Zero's front, one's back. Watch debuff after this. Zero slimes.
I will not be denied.
A plus 3.
Okay.
Epoch 2.
From base elements is greatness forged.
Ready, baby.
Ready?
Ready.
Ace front. He's back.
Go.
8.
Eight.
Will cannot be disobeyed.
Coward. Heal. Just heal. If you can.
I'm going.
Move good.
No. Slower than.
I got
Crush helm,
I got
so-
Dave. I got Dave.
2,
I'll rescue.
3, 4.
Nice.
Can you guys get.
Yeah.
Slow resing.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll get your spot, Ivan. Just go.
He's good. He's good. He's going up.
Go center.
Yep. Oh, not center. Frick.
You're not center.
Yeah. I didn't have the point of reference, but I should have. Go this marker.
Yeah, it's like it's.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
it's
yeah.
just
Between all the
across.
4. Yep.
Yeah.
Being in center at all is actually awful.
yeah. You have to remember. I mean,
Remember your column.
yeah. I just say column 4 and then I go to column 1.
You can use the center line on the floor as a reference and just keep yourself on one or the other side of it to remind yourself. That helps them.
Be denied.
That's one where I like say to myself, 2 to 3 or 3 to 2.
I'm a freak and I just like literally flip it in my head.
you are a freak. Disgusting.
Mastered the art of flipping turnways.
Yeah, that's me.
See, I imagine a chiral molecule.
Yeah, that's what I do. Northeast, southwest.
Northeast, southwest. Move.
I got you.
Genuine
Yeah.
psycho energy happening here.
I was engineer, hell yeah. So I was so good at E&M physics. I just simply rotated in my head horizontal.
The heavens bend to my will. From base element's
Peapod, is this regular?
Peapod.
Ace front, speeds back.
Move.
God's will cannot be
Wait.
disobeyed.
Good. Sure. Oh, crush helm, just kidding.
Imposter.
For one that heavens fall.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Beacon. Beacon.
Me.
Healers.
According
Range.
to my design.
East. North. Oh, this is the run on the east fire.
Winds out. Hold.
Stay. Go.
This world must be made anew.
This world an illusion.
East west.
East west, 2-4 on our side.
Big Q.
Line up.
Line up.
Creation's course is mine to set.
Zero's front, one's back. This fucking is.
Who's the other one?
Me.
Okay. I'm blind or something.
Oh my god, you got.
Whoa.
That was
stack
the
of
other one,
people.
guys. There
Oh.
were 3 1s in my circle.
Yeah, there's 3 ones. There's 2 long,
No, I
whatever
was short.
colors.
I was short. I was short. This way.
I wish the other no color one.
It's okay, I can't see you.
Yeah, you should really rotate because I don't know.
Rotate?
Why do you have to ask every time?
For me? Because I couldn't tell.
Or a miss. I will not be denied. Only I can guide the stars with rightful place. Denizens of the abyss, from ink of blackest night, I summon you.
Northwest, southeast.
Northeast.
Northeast, southwest. Okay. Sorry, I got my north. Or yeah, I don't know.
You're still flipped.
Yeah, you flipped it too good. Good Luigi brain flip.
Horizontal.
Horizontal. Yeah, you put the chessboard back on.
Balanced in my will. From base
Spread for
elements
Depog.
is greatness forged.
East front, speeds back.
Okay. Move.
A god's will cannot be disobeyed.
8. Charge helm. Crush helm, whatever it's called.
Change his name every time.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Beacon. Healer, melee.
Northwest.
Winds out.
Stay. Go.
This world must be made anew.
North,
Go
south.
south, groups.
1 and 3.
Line up. Watch the debuffs, guys. Zero's front. One's back. Make it apparent.
Is mine to set.
Watch debuff. Zero slimes. Zeros are slimes.
I will not be denied.
Okay.
Blue spread for P12S2. P12S2.
From base elements is greatness forged.
I'm ready.
Ready.
Ready?
Ready.
Wheel of life turns by my hand.
A's front, B's back. Blue.
Tentacle
Eight.
dead.
A god's will cannot be disobeyed.
Dodge. Oh, no way! I got clipped.
I can't res him.
We have some crush helm time.
Yeah.
I can get the crush up on A.
Misfortune hangs heavy on the right. Pour cover for
I got Dave.
heavens.
No, I got it too.
Okay.
Spots.
Two spread, guys, to your spot.
The elements flow according to my
Switch for me.
design.
If you got mid, please. You
Hot window in 6. Hot window.
Auto.
Don't move, don't move, don't move, don't move.
Okay.
Oh, okay. At Pyrosis. North, south.
South. Oh.
I'll be the safe spot north.
2 and 4 safe. Two and
Oh. Oh, man. Sorry.
Ultima.
Healer OB, healer OB, healer OB, healer OB. I didn't hear you say 2-4, sorry.
I have no mid on this.
I'll pop wings. Flash wings.
Sorry, let's just do. Remember?
Hugging center.
gas stack center. Remember?
Denizens of the abyss. From ink of blackest night I summon
Northeast,
you.
southwest.
Watch the tentacle.
Wait. Wait.
Go.
Horizontal.
The heavens bend to my will.
The beam.
Okay. Group up near your quadrant. Near
Near
your
your
quadrant.
quadrant.
Then follow your partner.
Night I summon you.
Remember to stretch the tethers all the way across.
Granny, this.
Be in front
just
of your
go,
partner.
go.
Backing
Again.
for shields and quadrant.
Yep, Ultima.
Why do you suffer this pathetic existence?
Ultima.
I don't have swift.
I got it. I have one more mid.
Our cast coming soon.
Oh,
I think we're
something
good.
good, something good.
If anybody has any pots?
No, yeah, we
No,
got it.
it's
Oh yeah, this is
pots,
easy.
pots are down.
Got it, yo!
Yeah,
Oh,
GG.
Did everyone double pot that run? I
Yeah.
potted every single
Yeah,
run.
me too, me too.
Same.
My second
double
pot was
pot.
very late, but yeah.
I potted right on time because I was center. I'll take
Depending-
center every time, guys. Don't
Yeah.
worry about it.
Depending on like
I want center.
where you are on that fucking caloric 2,
Yeah,
your,
yeah.
your burst is fucked.
Yeah, if you're really late in the line, it's also like good because you're like, yeah, get all the burst
yeah.
out. Yeah. But
I was
yeah, if
really
you're
happy about
early,
that.
it sucks.
Good job.
We did it.
How did you die?
Oh, yeah.
Did you just
How'd
not
you
have
ever
enough health after the transfer or
Maybe
something? You
Screenshot or whatever.
got killed in the beam.
Alright.
I took 2 beams because you weren't all the way at the wall.
Oh.
I keep standing on top of Talon. Helps me the back.
I had to stand closer to the middle because
I'll do better.
otherwise you
next
would have
time.
died.
Right, who's taking the pictures? It's not me.
Maggie.
Nope.
Maggie has
No.
all the stuff.
I think we should I suggest we give Maggie the weapon for fucking
Yeah.
playing
Sure.
with us, honestly.
What if
Right.
it drops
okay
a
with that.
samurai sword? Does it do
Oh.
that?
It can, yeah. It drops one of everything plus the weapon, right? Plus a extra weapon.
Everyone do
How
an
do you hide
emote.
UI again?
Whatever emote they want to do.
How do you UI? It's print
Print,
screen or pause?
Scroll lock.
Pause?
Or
Scroll,
Pause? Pause top right?
scroll up.
Print screen. Scroll up. Pause? Pause gets away, takes away the UI.
Q, you can hit the touchpad, or no, what is it? Yeah, touchpad and L1 to make your UI go away.
Yeah,
By the way.
my fucking
Yeah, I'm
screen.
not taking a thing.
I'm not. I'm taking a bunch of pictures.
No, I don't. I'm lazy.
Oh, my macro's
okay.
not working.
My camera, my thing just disconnected? Okay. we're good.
Nobody's sweeping, so Kansas wants somebody to sweep. I'll sweep.
Everyone's
I'll take another pick.
Where the fuck is my sweepy bro?
Yeah, where? Oh, there it is.
slash sweep.
Yeah, my back's turned.
Nice.
There we go.
Clean it up, Janet.
Awesome. Good job, everyone.
Oh, good job. Alright, let's pop this sucker.
Pop the sucker open! What's in there? What's in the box?
Summoner!
Summoner! Gretzky!
Oh,
Gretzky!
Gretzky!
Okay, weapon to Maggie.
88. 88?
Weapon to Maggie and book to K.
Roll on the shit. Me dibs on mount
I rolled a
41!
juicy. I rolled a juicy 1 on the music.
I rolled a 3 on the music. Alright, great.
Does the
that was
music
full.
drop every time?
It drops every time, I think, yeah. That's why it's
Oh,
nice.
nice. Don't leave before you go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
grab your
for
shit
sure.
before you leave.
Maggie's too busy taking screenshots to roll on this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We're all running around like lunatics.
Okay, I got one.
Nice.
What am I doing? What do I need to do?
Rolling on the
Take
weapon.
the weapon.
I want the
And-
summoner book.
Wait, I'm not
Better
gonna
fight
say don't
K
roll
for it.
on it or anything, but
I think K can need on
I
it.
rolled need on the weapon.
yeah, and roll on the other stuff.
Yeah,
Free
yeah.
roll on everything.
Congrats.
Congrats,
Congrats.
James. Congrats,
James,
James.
let's go. You-
The sweep.
Damn, son.
Alright, James is out of here.
Get
Get out of here!
No, he
you
needs
need
the
to
weapon.
start
He needs
one.
the
You need to start
weapons.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Who
mean,
needs a weapon when you've got
that
an
means no
axolotl?
raid Sunday.
Woo.
Yay.
And that's also good because I'm gonna be gone next Sunday, but
Okay.
it probably won't matter.
Well,
Yo.
I don't know. It depends if we don't fucking clear.
Yeah.
We finished just in time because I'm lagging like crazy now.
Oh
Nice.
no.
Sounds alright.
Gooigi brain.
Alright, well, good
Taking
job,
over.
everyone. I'll upload the log.
Oh yeah,
Bye,
I'm
everyone.
curious. Yeah.
I
I can't believe I died. I'm so
Uh,
mad.
speaking of raid, I don't really have anything planned outside of the 8 weeks of re-clears. So
Sure.
once it's done, then
Yeah, well,
it's,
we can
it's pretty
figure
much
something
done.
out
Yeah,
if we want.
Yeah.
Well, then we have Blue Mage.
We could. Depends how I feel. I might be gone.
Brittany's leaving forever.
The hell
Oh,
out,
let's see.
bro.
This
Gonna
Alright.
head for the
is
new world
perfect for
early.
Christmas.
Yeah.
All right, hell
Fair
yeah.
enough.
We'll see.
Alright, raincoat
but
on
yeah.
4Q, raincoat, woo!
And
No,
if anyone
Pokemon.
wants like whatever glam, then I'm down to farm it before we quit raiding. as
Forever.
well. Yeah. That's all.
So P8S glams were grinded?
Yeah, look what happened
Snake
last
one
time.
party?
Snake
One
one party!
I don't really care for the way the gear looks this year.
Yeah, this tier is not the
Oh really?
super
I
greatest.
think the chess
It's
pieces
okay.
look really cool.
Some of them
Everything
do,
else,
but
everything
I don't
else
know.
I don't care about, but
They're
the
okay.
chess pieces.
The armor seems nice to me. The weapons might be something else.
Again,
Yeah, the
if
weapons are
you guys want something, I'm down. You can spend a day getting it.
Sure. Yeah, I mean we have, you know, till the next expansion after this, like.
Yeah, but I don't want to return when we're all rusty, because then
Yeah, that's
we're
fair.
learn all this shit. Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll have
Right.
You guys
Echo
haven't
at
played
some
in 6
point.
months.
We'll
Played
get to
it
get
6 months.
we'll get to get carried by Echo.
Echo, that's true.
No, we have to relearn all our jobs around then anyway.
True.
Because they're gonna do new shit.
Yeah, but we already know what White Mage is gonna get. They're gonna get Seraph Strike. We've already confirmed it.
You're getting
My
Glare
uncle,
2.
my uncle who works
Glare
at Square
2.
Enix.
Glare 2, we're going downwards.
They're gonna look with both eyes. It's the-
Bard's
the
gonna
double
get a
I'm gonna get 4
fourth
high.
song.
The bards
That
will
might be a little more
actually.
fast.
They're just gonna delete Bard.
The bards are gonna want to hit every song at once.
I don't even know like what else they can maybe upgrade. Well, they already upgraded
It depends.
Sidewinder, right? So
It kind of
Song
varies.
upgrades.
It kind of varies every expansion. Some jobs will get big changes. Some jobs will just get little stuff.
maybe I'll get a 1 minute burst type song.
Yeah, could be.
It'll just be a skill called Cacophony where it pops all of your songs
All my
and it
songs.
puts a debuff on the boss.
Yeah.
It automatically plays. You pull out like a little recorder. You play like one of those bad Alfkey recorder songs at the boss.
Pull out a trombone and play Trombone Hero.
Oh god.
Oh,
Oh,
I saw
no.
that on the Nintendo
Oh,
Switch
yeah.
Direct
Yeah,
thing.
I actually the 4-player multiplayer Trombone Hero sounds like it'd be funny to
Yeah.
do once.
I don't know if I want to hear 4 people fucking
No, that's what it's fun.
blasting in my ears with their
Better than
trivia.
Violin Hero, let me tell you that.
Oh, Violin Hero. Yikes. Yeah, that would be
dude.
sketchy.
Oh,
Playing violin with people who don't know how to play violin is not
Yeah,
fun.
it's pretty cringe, I
Yeah.
will say.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, it'd be fun to learn violin, and then I was like, I don't want to sound like a screeching bat for 3 years.
It's what happens
first.
for a
That's-
year.
you just have to, yeah.
And you
just
figure
have
out
to
how
do
to
it.
do the vibrato.
Nah, I
and everything
decided.
else.
I decided
Violin's-
I'd rather press piano
Harder.
keys. It's
Well, like keeping your bow straight is the problem. Like learning how
That
to,
really
to
is
do
the
the
problem,
stroke
yeah.
is the thing, and then once you do that, then you're fine.
For me, I'm a pianist, but I did play violin for a while,
Yeah.
and it is a hard instrument. I will definitely
I
give it
would-
that.
100% believe that.
Oh, what's that sound?
Hello,
Heck.
what was that noise? Was that a soundboard item?
Gu-
Wait.
Dave wants to play Gardic Phone.
Oh.
He wants to play-
Yeah, okay.
Everyone
I'll
getting
play one round.
blasted by Protean. Okay.
I'll play
I'll
one
play
round.
one, you know, it's like
Yeah.
at our final
Alright, Gardic Phone one round.
That's
That's
Gardic
even
Phone.
work now.
Gardic Phone is the ice or the telestration, like pass it on.
Sorry.
Draw, guess, pass it on.
Is there even any way for me to stream this so Sarkanzo can see?
I don't know.
I don't think you can unless you stream your Discord.
Tell
see
him to
if
just
it's-
sit in the Discord, watch
Yeah.
it, and mute
Yeah, just
himself.
get him in the
True,
Discord. You can watch
true.
it.
True, so true.
Alright, one round. Anything goes.
God.
Okay, we're starting.
well.
Um,
Congrats on the clear.
Thanks.
You are.
Fuck, I gotta write something. Oh shit, I already know.
Alright, I got mine. Are we gonna capture
Boom.
every mechanic on the box?
Shit.
Okay.
This is good. This is good.
Oh my god.
I'm uploading the log. What? How many deaths did we have?
Just me, I think.
No,
Right?
Prinny
we had
died.
Oh, and
six
Maggie.
deaths. I died. You died. Maggie died twice.
Did I? Oh god.
Yeah, apparently. Kay died once, Talon died once, so 6 deaths. You may see some great parses.
Sad.
It says the same thing that Maggie died too. Ultima into Ekpyrosis
This
into
is the worst
Ekpyrosis.
picture I've ever drawn, and no one's gonna be able to tell what it is.
Same.
Okay.
I don't. How do what? Okay, whatever.
Good.
Oh, this is a work of immense beauty that I'm creating.
Apparently we all died. Like, oh, you guys died because I died. I died, so there was enough healing, and then the Ultima clipped all the low health
Oh, that's
people.
right. Yeah,
And then
I
we,
died to
yeah,
because the LB. Yeah,
yeah, and then we LB healed LB.
yeah. I didn't have any.
Yeah,
I
no,
didn't
that's
have any
that.
self healing at that
I
point.
didn't hear Q say 2-4, so I ran to Q, and then he was like, "No, over here."
Yeah,
Ring ring.
I thought I did pretty decent on that burst.
You did.
Yeah.
I also parsed blue with the death.
Yeah. Huh? Did I say I'm done? Yeah. Oh.
Did me or this round taking forever?
Yeah. Oh
People
my
are
god,
getting
that was
I
the
had
worst
to
game in the
draw
world.
my
That was the
masterpiece
worst
here.
drawing I've ever
Holy-
drawn. Jesus.
Oh.
Wait, what? I don't know who has that color hair. What? I don't remember.
I can already guess.
I know which one it is.
Wait,
Phone
Slip,
call
God.
noise.
No, it's a Gardic
That's-
phone.
No,
the
it's
game, yeah.
it's the Monica trailer.
What is
Oh, I
this?
know.
Oh, I don't know what this reference is supposed to be,
I
but
don't even know how to represent this in it.
I cannot draw with a
Fuck.
mouse.
Oh god,
Damn.
yeah. I'm learning that right now.
Yeah,
I can't draw with
it's
the mouse.
impossible.
I can't do it.
Man, I know who everyone's gonna think this is, but it's not them.
Uh-oh.
It's Guiji.
Not Guiji.
Oh, that's terrible. Can't even draw like a stick figure person correctly.
Same.
Isn't it amazing like how much time you spend using a mouse and you can't it feels
You
like
can't do
yeah.
shit when it comes to drawing, yeah.
It's wild. Seems like it should be easy-ish.
I don't, whatever I wrote, or whoever wrote this, I don't know what the hell, what even the context is supposed to be, or what the original context was.
That means you probably got mine. The point of this game is to not name the picture the way it's supposed to be.
It's true.
It just devolves into madness. the fuck is this?
What the fuck?
Uh.
I think I got Q's. Q.
Huh?
I don't know. You're like, it's not. It's a person. It's not that person.
Yeah, I figured out how to make it not be a different person that everyone else.
Oh
would guess
god, why was no time for this one?
Well, yeah,
You
you're not
just
supposed
write
to have me.
words.
Hello.
What?
Oh shit.
Who wrote this? Okay.
Hmm.
Done. It's a masterpiece.
Boopity. Does not want to switch colors.
Hello?
Hello.
Wrong.
Drawing's calling.
Ding dong.
This is probably the worst drawing. No one can even hope to guess this
No
one.
one can fathom.
I tried my best.
You know what? That's okay.
My skills are limited.
I tried very little.
Oh.
Fair.
I did try though.
uh,
What the fuck is this?
What?
Oh shit.
wait a minute.
Huh?
How did we get here? That's what I want to know. I want to know how I got here.
Oh, we'll find it. We'll all find out.
I'm getting a lot of shape drawing
I
practice that I
can't
didn't
draw.
ask for.
Is this? Oh, this is the last image.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is the finale. All right, I'll make my guy look cool then.
I'm getting lots of practice drawing myself for some reason.
Yeah, that's strange.
Hmm.
Boom, done.
Good enough.
Dave.
I was hoping that was the last
It
one. Okay.
begins.
Alright, let's see what's happening. You're getting
Oh.
stopped by mommy. Oh.
Oh, the Q&A drive!
Oh, pink hair.
Oh,
Oh, the
okay.
crown. Sorry.
Oh.
Okay, okay. I'm seeing how this develops.
Bird person.
Bird person.
I am tall.
No.
Okay, I can see
Nice.
that. I can see that.
I don't know why my mind went to Angry Birds.
Sorry,
Angry
chunky,
Bird.
When I hear
chunky
bird, I'm
bird.
like, Angry Bird.
A plus bird.
Thank you.
I knew where it came from, but I drew what I was given.
Okay.
I have no
What?
I
idea
think
where
I know
this-
where this goes.
You could draw.
Shopping cart.
Oh, oh shit. Oh shit. Mommy.
Okay.
I love it.
Oh shit.
I love it.
Oh no.
It's a clown! No! No!
Oh no.
I was so worried it was gonna look like Goku. I didn't think to
A
just
pizza
draw that.
virus?
Pizza virus!
Oh
With a pizza virus.
That pizza's poisoned.
no.
Pizza's
It is a
poison.
poison.
Cloud, don't eat the pizza. That's what happened.
The live
I don't
stream
even
pizza.
remember what I wrote.
I'll tell you, ended up in a wheelchair.
Oh yeah.
I can't fix
Okay.
it.
No.
I don't think I got any of
I
these.
know.
Oh god.
That's good talent.
That
no.
is good.
I didn't know what
Oh, a
this
slime.
was.
Oh, okay.
Oh my goodness.
It's Athena doing her pose from the story.
Oh, slime towers. Whoops.
Close
Heroic
enough.
hot potato!
There it goes.
Wow.
Why does
It looked like
Pinocchio
a
have
cell
brain
to me.
problems?
So I'm just like, oh, okay.
I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah, wait. Where'd they get that gun?
I'm
Bro.
interested in what this game. I kept it
The gun of the mind.
abstract.
All right. I
Oh.
know where this
okay.
eventually
This
Oh,
went
I-
to
okay,
tentacles.
About
to
midway.
me.
Oh no, the poor
pretty
homes.
good.
4.
And that
Wait, it
is what it
disappeared.
looks like, dude. It's freaking.
Oh, that's how it happened.
Oh, that's how I got. Okay. I
Oh
see.
no!
Yep.
Save him.
Oh no.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's all you need. That's all you need.
True.
Oh, I
It's
am.
perfect. Love it.
Ah.
Okay.
Flip them, turn whiz.
I don't think I did the turn.
No, that's what I
wizard.
put. No, yeah, that's
Enough.
what I
Oh,
put.
okay.
Wow.
Wow.
That's how. Oh.
I intentionally wanted to change it. To
No one can stop you. Oh!
Wow.
Oh! No! This is good. He came back.
He came back.
oh, nice.
Wow.
I tried to do
It
that, but
resolves.
It didn't work. Damn.
That's how we got the clear.
Oh.
Alright.
Wait, did I see this one?
Yeah, I
I
changed
think
it up
this
a little
ended up
bit.
being tentacles.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
that's what I saw.
Wow.
Damn.
Or wait.
Got him.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, it
yeah,
turned
okay.
back to
Wait,
tentacles.
what? How?
Yeah.
It came back. Oh.
All
I didn't
right.
see that was
That's
a.
fair.
I didn't see that was a bow. I just saw scribbles.
Bang.
I see.
Wow.
Boom.
Bang.
Dave's
Tentacle.
head got crushed, pulverized, and by the tentacle.
Pure dead.
Ooh, another.
Flip the
Wait, did I
shapes.
see this one?
Yeah, I'm wondering where this turned into.
Yeah, right?
Wow.
Slip it,
I
turtles.
typoed.
Oh,
okay,
Nice, nice.
I see.
Wow.
Poor Q.
It's also relevant.
Well, like he called himself out there though, so it's
Yeah.
I didn't say Q. Could have been anyone. Turn back into him.
Nice.
Could have been anyone.
Oh god,
All right, last one.
that's perfect.
It's all turnways. It was all
Always turn-
turnways.
There's a
Everyone had
billion
the
of
same
these.
idea, dude.
We've got shapes on
There's
the
a
mind.
billion of these.
Oh, the Q
Great.
itself is flipped. Wow.
Yeah. It's flipped.
Yeah.
Sideways Q. Perfect.
That turned into Talon.
Wow.
When you beat Poggin too hard. I don't know.
What a mechanic, honestly.
Yeah.
We need like
Magnets.
somebody trying to fit a square peg into a circle hole.
Yeah.
Yeah. True.
Nice.
All right, nice.
I like the
Good job,
flip.
everyone.
The flips
good.
turn ways extreme.
We obviously have some sort of PTSD over
This is part of the healing process.
shapes.
It's
Not at
beginning.
all.
It's beginning.
Acceptance of the flip it turnways.
Yeah. Now the healing can begin.
Well, we did it, everybody.
All right.
Good job.
We
Great,
did it.
great
GG.
job, man.
GG.
If you don't know how to leave,
Excellent.
it's at the bottom of the window.
Yeah.
No, you're here forever.
You're stuck in Garlic Phone forever.
It's our home now.
Like on Mr. Bones' Wild Ride.
True. All right, that is it for me. GG's, everyone. Good job.
GG, everyone.
Good raid.
GG.
Crushed it.
GG.
Yeah, we crushed it.
Time
Crushed
to
out.
forget all this before next Tuesday.
Yeah, seriously, we'll forget
Oof.
everything until Tuesday.
I'm
Alright,
feeling
good night.
yeah.
We'll have 5 more
See ya.
bots.
See ya.
I'm feeling part phase 1 Paradigma 8 prog or whatever.
No.
How about no?
No.
What's that mechanic? I've already forgotten the name.
Digimon 3?
Digimon 3 and 4. Or no, the last two mechanics. What is
Super Chain.
Stupid Chain?
Stupid
2,
Chain 2 and 3?
Stupid
Yeah.
chain, yep.
2 AB.
Yep. Alright,
See
see
you
you later,
folks.
folks.
Yeah.
See
See
you
ya,
all
everybody.
next
Bye.
week.
Tuesday, guys. Sounds good.
Bye
GG's.
bye.
Bye. No one reminded me to go to my house. I'm gonna go do that right now. I'm gonna log back in and go to my house.
No one's going to remind you to go
You
to
have to
your
remind me.
house.
You have to remind me. You have
Well,
Well, a
to.
man can't remember to go to his house.
I'm fine if you lose your house. That's fine.
But then I'll be poor with nothing to show
I think
for
whoever's been squatting in your house.
There's
should
nothing
own it.
in your house.
But they give you your money back, right?
No.
No.
it. Mm.
Oh.
Oh, dear me. That was good. I can actually say that I made 0 mechanical mistakes the entire night.
Same.
I think.
Lucky
First
you.
pull, last pull is pretty typical of us, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, the last pull will always be the last.
No, but
pull
it was
for
like the
Philip.
final pull of the night.
Yeah, yeah.
It was
We
kinda
stop
real.
at 12 on Thursday.
Yeah, I guess we were probably close then, huh?
Yeah, I'm proud of my performance and my burst. Yeah.
Zarkanzo, I hate that picture.
What picture?
Red riding chocobos.
That's why I
What?
posted it.
Look in Twitter.
It's a good picture.
There's no such thing as Twitter.
True. Look at X.
Yeah, that's cursed.
How would Red ride a chocobo? Like this or like this?
That whole thread is really funny. It's just more photoshopped into stupid situations.
Man, FF7 are... Has there ever been anything that had, like, strong theming that just got so butchered in an adaptation of itself? Probably.
Yeah, almost certainly.
Yeah.
Just maybe not something you cared about so much.
Yeah, something that wasn't quality. to begin
Portopia
with.
serial murder case.
No, that's
No one
always
cares
been
about that.
bad.
Gosotsu.
No.
It's not even close.
No, not even. It also has to be one where a lot of the creators don't seem to understand it too, because like that's the other embarrassing thing about FF7. It really shows how hard not having the dad of Final Fantasy is like ruins it. You give it to the, you know, you have Nomura as the only like original guy really running the show, and he just Nomura's it.
Yeah.
He says, "Watch this. I can turn all the dialogue into Kingdom Hearts dialogue, and no one will tell me no." And then he just does.
And I imagine there's some change with these people over the years, but yeah, the Kingdom Hearts dialogue is something else.
Wait,
And
Star...
the freaking...
Oh, that's funny. Star Ocean, the second story R, lets you use the different portraits from all the versions of the game, and you can obviously tell which era each one of them comes from. That's wild. This showed up on the related tweets. I'll link it in Q's channel.
I need to play a Star Ocean game.
You'll never.
Sorry, hold on.
I think 2
Let
is.
me amend that.
good.
I need to finish a Star Ocean game.
I think 2 is considered actually good. I think
heard 2
the
and 3 are the
modern
best
ones, yeah, modern 4 and beyond. Not sure they're
You
so
don't-
good.
You don't seem interested in integrity and faithlessness.
True. But yeah, this is funny.
Vows of the Virtuous?
Except I'm certain that PS1 era artwork was like redrawn. That cannot be the original like PS1 style thing. They did something to it.
Darkento, how do you feel about Saga games?
I've never played one.
Dude,
Really? I figured
I
that
think
you
they
of
seem
everyone
dull
would have.
as dirt to me personally.
I wanted to play Romancing Saga at some point.
I've heard
Whichever
Scarlet
the
Grace
PS1
was good?
The PS1 game where you could be like a robot or...
Yeah, I have that one. I haven't played
I've
it
never
though.
played it. Yeah. At one point, like 10 years ago, I was like, maybe I'll put this on a list of PS1 RPGs to play eventually, and then never even got close. So, in fact, I've beaten one game off that list in the 10 years since, and that one game is FF7. So,
Nice.
yeah,
That's a good one.
pretty good one PS1 RPG to play.
Not even
outside of
FF9?
Wildlands. Not even FF9.
FF9
Not even
could be the
FFT.
next- Well, yeah, we know your experience with FFT.
Yeah.
I think FF9 is definitely worth playing. If you want to play the video game equivalent of a really good stage play, FF9. Because they go for the theme or they go for it stylistically, and it fits really well as well.
Yeah, I think I would just like FF9 a lot.
Yeah.
I like FM9 a lot. So you
I'd
should
call
too.
it the last FF with a soul, but I think FF10 had at least like half a soul.
FF14 doesn't have a soul.
I mean, the last.
It's not a single-player game.
FF. 16 may or may not have a soul. The jury's still out. I'm not allowed to play it.
Yeah. I'm amazed you
Um,
haven't played
I'm
it,
close. Well, yeah, it's after Raincode because Ivan and Talon would literally come through the internet and kill me.
We would.
Yes,
I don't
It
play
is true.
Raincode.
We're planning
yeah,
to
it's
already
Raincode
when
and
you
then
start
16.
Pokemon, honestly.
Well, I probably won't stream until Saturday.
The heck?
I'm gonna touch grass on
it's-
Don't you
Saturday.
have some
I have
Pokemon to play
2
right
family
now?
members whose birthday is tomorrow.
Damn.
My brother's birthday was today, and I sent him a nice
Why have
text
you done
message.
this?
It's almost Pat's birthday. Can you believe that?
Who?
Who? You mean that guy we make do the immersive engineering on the
Force.
Minecraft server?
Agreed.
Yeah, that guy.
Okay.
Yeah, Pat's birthday's on Tuesday.
Tasteman Tuesday.
Yep. Did you touch grass today, Ivan, or yesterday?
No.
Or
I-
did you?
I decided to put it off. I'm gonna do it over the weekend.
Nice.
Yeah.
Why do
Exactly.
today what you could do
Exactly.
tomorrow?
Exactly.
That's real and true.
Real and true. Also, weekdays suck, and the grass isn't growing very fast. So, like every day I go out, I'm like, it's not in a dire state yet. Plus, I can justify it to myself because I'm gonna be gone the weekend after this one. So it's like, oh well, I should wait until closer, so it doesn't. Even though I wouldn't cut it on that weekend anyway. Shut up.
Yeah.
I can read more One Piece.
Yeah.
I'm where did I get to? I got to everybody won their little fight and Luffy is fighting Crocodilio again.
Oh.
And he just they're like mid fight. I've read like a few chapters of the fight. He figured out water.
You've discovered wet sand.
Water. Yeah. And Nico's like, I'm reading the ancient prophecy, but it's talking about their goddamn parents and history. It's lame.
Should I read One Piece after I finish JoJo?
I'm sure you would like One Piece. It's got clowns in it.
I don't. What's that supposed to mean?
I mean,
Yeah, you are a clown, so
you
they
do
are your
like
people.
Ace Attorney, right, Q?
Yeah.
So
If you like clowns.
I don't
nice.
like 1-3.
You like
It's 3, right?
You like dumb characters.
same.
Dude, Luffy's so stupid. The best, the air quotes best part about One Piece is that Luffy's personality just literally does a 180 anytime that he's got to be in a serious fight scene. He just stops being the character that he is. And he's like, oh, the serious mode engaged. And it's like, this is not how people work. It works for the story, but it's like really awkward. I know there's a time skip later on. I'm hoping he gets to be a little less stupid.
There's a time skip and then they end up on the tournament train.
You know what it is? It's like DBZ abridged Goku. Not actual Goku, because he's like an idiot all the time generally. But DBZ abridged Goku is he's an idiot all the time, but when it comes to fights, he's like a tactical savant. But that's like Luffy in the original manga. He just pulls out like wise tactics out of his butthole, and then he falls over and farts afterwards. It's like I don't believe he would have thought of this. But maybe we'll get a lore explanation for that he was dropped on his head as a child, and he can only conceive of battle tactics. In dire
I mean,
situations.
usually his battle tactic ideas of like, what if I punched him harder, but not in the face. I punched him
Sometimes,
somewhere
yeah.
else.
Sometimes, yeah.
So it's I don't know.
Oh, the
He definitely does have like two distinct personalities.
yeah, I did like the Nami fight. Was kind of funny. How she's like, I'm gonna use the thing Usopp gave me, the battle weapon he gave me, and it's just doing the dumbest stuff. And I'm like, yeah, that tracks. That's very consistent. It's like, why would Usopp build the Doomsday weapon? He's a goofy little shooter man.
Okay, I'm going to bed. See ya.
See ya.
Later,
Mhm.
she gets a more powerful
Oh, I'm sure.
environment baton, and yeah, I feel like like it's still interesting for the fight scenes because of the way they set it up. Like obviously it makes no sense. Like,
Yeah. No,
I can
mean,
make
it's
myself invisible or whatever. But
yeah.
it's more interesting when you can't actually just like shoot people with electricity.
Yeah.
I think it gets a little lamer in the future.
That's totally fair. Yeah, I mean, like that sort of stuff doesn't bother me because the story is obviously not trying to be like hyper realistic with any of that. So it didn't bother me that it's like water bubble plus hot bubble equals mirage. And it's like, oh, sure, why not?
Apparently, it is canonical that the planet that One Piece is set on is like 4 times bigger than Earth, like the radius of the planet, so it's huge in comparison. That's like the part of the justification for like the days being so long.
Oh, I
which has
didn't even
nothing
think about that. Yeah.
Like it's kind of related, but also like it taking them so long to actually get anywhere and stuff. It's kind of funny.
Oh, the let's see, what other fight? Like the Usopp Chopper fight with the mole lady was baseball man was like that was it was a decent mix of comedic and like tactics. So it was like they're getting better at it. And then the frickin' Zoro and Swordman, what is he, number 2 or whatever? Or no, number 1, I think, right? Swordman, guy who can turn his body into a sword. That was a really dumb fight scene, but it's like so stereotypical swordsman stuff. I guess it's like, I can't cut the steel, and then he gets like all cut up, and he's like, wait a minute. Now I can sense the energy and everything and can cut the steel all of a sudden. And I was like, oh, okay. And then he cuts the steel.
They say that there's like, oh yeah, he has some lore reason for why he can do that, but it hasn't come back yet.
I figured it might be explained later as like he's got some sort of magic-y, sensey thing. Because I know it does it does some sort of magic system stuff later on. I have heard that as well. Like, an actual, like... I mean, it sounds like a Hunter x Hunter ripoff. I don't know a lot about Hunter x Hunter, but...
I think Hunter x Hunter is more logically consistent, but...
Well, sure.
I would imagine. I am almost to the part where we discover or learn the science behind the devil fruit, I think. It's gonna come up soon, so...
oh yeah, the weirdest lore revelation that seems like it's going to be a big deal later in the story, but is also weird, is like, oh yeah, we know how to feed devil fruit to inanimate objects. I was like, ooh, this... Yep. They go way out of their way to like make sure you know he wasn't a dog that got a gun fruit. He was a gun that ate a dog fruit. Like, that's definitely going to come up again, and also is really weird.
Yeah, enjoy waiting for 200 chapters for the next inanimate object who's consumed.
Sure, but I mean, I get the sense, if I had to guess what that foreshadowing is pointing to, it's like pointing to a fact that like the fruits have some sort of will of their own.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they probably haven't name dropped the scientist, like the devil fruit scientist guy yet, but
no,
he gets alluded to pretty early, and I still haven't seen him yet. Like, I think it's been like at least 150 chapters since he was first name dropped. So
yeah, the devil fruits are also really. I mean, I know it's just like a conceit of the manga, because it's like probably just whatever power would be coolest or fits the person best, but like they vary wildly in specificity.
Yeah, definitely.
Because when we meet Ace, it's like, okay, I can turn into fire, and it's like, that seems generally like really useful in a lot of ways, and so does like, you know, turning into sand, smoke, like basically all the abstract like element ones, and then you're like, yes, I can hybridize kind of like a dog, and it's like, yeah, you got if I got that devil fruit and I saw like the guy who can turn into fire, I'd be like, man, got ripped off a little bit.
The Logia Devil Fruit are OP, and apparently they're like really rare and stuff. They explain it in the universe that they're like the most
Yeah.
sought after, and everybody wants to be a Logia Devil Fruit user. And
I mean,
the animal ones are kind of
understandable.
lame.
Yeah.
There, I won't spoil it, but later a character consumes the Devil Fruit and turns into a very funny animal man.
Mm.
It's pretty humorous.
I'm excited for the quack quack fruit. Turns into one of those ducks.
Yeah. One thing is interesting that I feel like the story, it's in the beginning, it's like here's a new crewmate, and then like before they actually say like I'll get on the ship, they do the whole like flashback and it's plot relevant to the current island and stuff. It changes a little bit. Like
I'm sure, yeah.
You don't learn Robin's backstory for a long time.
What? There's a character named Robin?
Oh, sorry.
No, I know. I like I've absorbed a lot of some of the stuff through osmosis. Like I'd heard of the poneglyphs and whatever, so I know a little bit.
Yeah, that's the most interesting thing in the story.
Yeah.
But I mean, they kind of set it up as the central mystery. Besides, like, where is the One Piece? Which
other random predictions, if I had to guess, is this I don't know for sure, but I would imagine Robin eventually turns like good guy in some way because we need somebody who can read the ponies anyway, and she seems like she's interested in Luffy in a way that isn't actively harmful, probably. So if I had to guess, she gets to stay around for a while, or maybe goes away for a long time and then comes back a lot later.
Yeah, you know, one thing I like about One Piece is because, like, it took Oda, like, 1,000,000 years to write it. Like, from where I started to where I am was, like, 6 years of syndication or something already. But, like, when in Chapter 500, like, there's a revelation about a plot note that happened, like, in East Blue, it's like...
Yes, I am looking forward to that sort of stuff, because it always bugs me when you have a really long work and no one ever like shows back up or is referenced, and it's like everybody just forgot they existed because it's been a long time in real life. Yeah, that always like bothers me, and I'm glad that One Piece doesn't seem to do that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, and it feels like so much more genuine than like a Star Wars movie coming out now.
Yeah, and like... right, where it's just remember this person, and it's also the conceit of the series lends itself to that, with like you have these discrete famous pirate crews anyway, so it feels a little less coincidental that they would show up again, because like naturally they're gonna come into conflict again, and everyone's sailing in this one area, so...
Yeah, and not only that, like, it's well established that lots of the characters have like multi-generations of like important people who like guided them and stuff, so...
Yeah, that seems like it fits pretty well. The only thing that and again, I don't know, like, this might just be a product of Shonen Jump or whatever, but, like, they're perfectly willing to kill off backstory characters. He is not willing to kill off any character that is happening in a present scene, even the bad guys.
Yeah, the bad
guys.
One,
or the good guy, like, no one actually dies, unless it was a flashback.
Yeah.
I hope that kind of changes a little bit.
How is he gonna run the first page chapter funny comic about Buggy the Clown?
I mean, I'm guessing Buggy's actually gonna be a semi-important character later, which is awful. Because I hate clowns, but that's fine. It's more of what was I thinking of? Like the unredeemable evil butler man is like, I hope he never comes back because he doesn't really need to, and his role in the story is just like done. So he probably should have just died or gotten like executed or something.
Yeah.
or some of the minor good guy characters too, because like Vivi's like chaperone, you know, head of the royal guard guy died, but then like a few chapters ago, or several chapters ago, I think at this point, it just like showed him arriving back in Alabasta, and he hasn't done anything, but he's, I guess, alive. I guess he didn't die. It's like, what? Just let him die. He's not like, he's not actually important. Just kill him. It's fine.
Yeah.
Kind of takes away. It feels like it kind of takes away from the tragedy a little bit when it's like, well, we're not even gonna kill the minor little characters. If they have a purpose later on, it's fine. But some of them just feel like this character's never going to be relevant again. Just axe him.
Yes, I think Kuro the butler never comes back.
Yeah.
But I mean, who knows? I'm only halfway through the series, so almost halfway. I'm not to the time skip yet, so.
True.
Yeah,
And
it'll be interesting to see what the context for the time skip is. That's what I've been told is like the most
curious.
interesting thing. A lot of people say that the lead up to the time skip is like the best part. And then the time skip happens, and then the story gets like, slows down. It gets more spread out across a wider cast, and then now because it's like towards the end, it's finally kind of like picking back up. People are saying it's getting as good as the stuff pre-time skip again now is the general consensus, but you know, who knows with people who read manga on the internet.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the other thing I'm hoping for in the near future, and I know it's like it's probably a lot easier to write and storyboard and everything this way, is like I want to see like less just segmentation of like 4 fights happening at once that happen sequentially and then end.
Yeah,
I do prefer that over like them like 4 fights happening in parallel or whatever, and just like cutting back and forth between them, because that would be really bad as well. But I just prefer if they were a little more concentrated encounters.
Yeah, I think you're right that it's a big conceit of the serialized format that they.
Yeah.
Especially because One Piece is like more than other manga that I've read, I guess, except for My Hero Academia. It's like the demographic is targeted very aggressively by the production company and the author. So like, it leans. I mean, maybe it doesn't lean super hard into shonen tropes as much as it like really defined them, and part of that is because of how it was serialized. So.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
part
give it
of
a
it
little
is
bit of a pass, but...
yeah, part of it is for me trying to keep in mind that it's the Dragon Ball Z syndrome, where like it created a lot of these things because it's like old. Like I guess I'm in chapter 200. I'm in the start of the 2000s, I think, something like that.
Yeah, it started syndication in 1998. So.
Yeah. So, but it's enough to keep reading, and it seems like the quality is picking up more.
Yeah, Alabasta is when it really kind of hits its stride, I think, and I think it gets better again later. So
yeah, that's good. Yeah, like Crocodile's really boring, but at least the events he set into place are I mean, like, boring as a character, or very static as a character, but like the events he set into place are like, you know, morally challenging and interesting.
Yep.
With the rebels and the king and stuff, where like they're both good. It's just they were manipulated.
Yeah, I'm really excited for the next part of the story that I'm about to get to. I'm hoping it's gonna be good, because after this they go back a little bit to the like Luffy fights a bad guy who's evil because he likes to be powerful, and his motivation is to become strong, and the way he did it was by being the strongest. It's like,
and he has the poop fruit where he can turn into poop.
Yeah. So there's a little bit more of that, but then it got interesting again. So
yeah.
It's
I mean,
just
they
a
brought up the super weapon.
Oh yeah.
And they've started talking about like the world government and stuff. I know that becomes important later.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the my big problem with One Piece so far is stupid long ring, long land arc. It's so bad. It's so dumb.
One of the theories I've heard on the internet is the One Piece is gonna be in Long Ring Long Land.
Oh my god.
I have no real context for this, but it's something about how freedom is stretching and everything in Long Ring Long Land was long and stretched. The deep lore.
Yeah, there is the really long horse, for example.
Yeah.
The Dachshund, they call
Also, the other thing I've heard is that Oda did say One Piece does at least consist of a thing, and it's not like the journey we whatevered along the way, so that's good.
Yeah, he promised it's an actual thing.
Yeah.
That they will find actually soon.
They will find the One Piece, and it isn't just like, oh, it's it's nothing.
Yeah.
He laughed because it was empty or something. Yeah. That'd be really bad.
Yeah, it would be really bad. It is really interesting reading these like super long-running shonen series and seeing how they like make trends and adapt to trends and stuff. Like I got to the first part where Luffy has come up with a power level jumping transformation power. He like goes Super Saiyan or whatever.
Yeah. I know the gears show up later, and that does seem like Super Saiyan because there's been like no tangible like power level comparisons other than like. It's obvious that Usopp and Nami fight the more like ground level people, but like other than that, it's they're all kind of the same.
Yeah.
Or not as clearly spelled out, I guess. Not the same, but like Sanji, Zoro, Luffy, they're all like fighting similar guys.
Yeah, until Luffy goes into serious mode or whatever.
Yeah, this is the first arc where that's kind of happened, where like everyone else is like, alright, only Luffy can deal with the Crocodile Man.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like the series treads a fine line between like Luffy being stupid enough that he does interesting things on accident, and the other characters like having thoughts when it matters.
Yes.
Like I would like the story more if it was a little more serious in its like tone and delivery of its themes, but I feel like it comes around.
It's not awful, and it's kind of funny because the other thing is like he knows when Luffy just needs to be off screen for 5 chapters, so he takes a nap, or he ate too much, or he ran away and got stuck under a... Oh yeah, that was the really funny one, is when in the Chopper story, he like got trapped under some rubble, and he was there for like 10 chapters because they wanted to have like serious time. So he was just stuck under freaking rocks, and no one was like helping him or anything. It's just like, no, Luffy's under some rocks right now. He can't be stupid at this moment because he's under some rocks.
Yeah, there's more moments like that in the future where it's like, oh, Luffy is just... He fell in a chimney. He's just stuck there for a while.
Yeah, while the plot happens, we've got Luffy over here. He'll come back to hear like, the serious theme moment at the very end, but he doesn't care about the backstory. So instead of him having to pick his nose every chapter, we'll just put him somewhere else.
Yeah, or sometimes they do it so a non-Luffy character can have an interesting fight, and they can have some justification for why Luffy doesn't just come in and
yes, yeah.
And you know what? I understand.
No, it's fine.
Conceit of the storytelling, but I think it makes it much better. So
it's just funny every time it happens because it's really obvious, like why it's narratively done. It's like Goku in the hyperbolic time chamber, but like instead of it being a result of a previous fight, it would be like, oh no, Goku fell down the stairs, and now he's stuck in the basement.
Yeah.
It's like, it's pretty flimsy, but I'll allow it. I guess the best comparison would be like when they gave Goku the heart virus in the Android Saga. I'm like, oh no, he's got the disease. He's very sick. We gave him the medicine, but he didn't take it. He's very sick.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's it wears its goofiness on its sleeve,
Yes.
and then meanwhile they're just like, oh yeah, Luffy's accidentally a revolutionary. He doesn't realize it. He just cares about like personal freedom, but in a way that where like everybody's personal freedoms should be respected in some kind of way, instead of like, I believe in being more free than you kind of personal liberty. Yeah, I think it works out, but
yeah,
it's kind of funny. It's like a good constant, like I've been reading One Piece on and off for like 3 years, and whenever I'm bored, just read a couple chapters kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll hit a point where like, all right, like I'm done with this for a while.
Yeah, just wait till Long Ring, Long Land arc.
I love long rings and long lands.
I hope you like playing soccer.
No, I don't.
Sports
I
arc.
don't like playing soccer actually.
Yeah, I don't know. I would be so sad if the One Piece was in stupid Long Ring, Long Land. That would be bad.
Well, now I'm interested in seeing the infamy.
Yeah.
Oh, I was the other thing that was making me think like, ooh, this was early 2000s is the imposter guy, and everyone's like, is boy or girl, dresses like girl, acts like boy, but also acts like girl. And it's like, that probably hasn't aged particularly gracefully. But they don't dwell on it as much as they could have, which is good. Like the character's just as silly as everyone else, and no one's like ooh ooh.
Yeah. Yep. Apparently there's more of that later, but in a way that's probably partially because it was written later. It's a little more serious and plot relevant and interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's handled particularly badly. It's just kind of funny. I mean, like, because even like the fight ends up with Sanji and number 2 becoming like friends.
Yeah.
At least of some sort. But maybe that's just because number 2 turns into Nami and shows boobies.
Yeah, my most recent favorite character who has joined the crew introduces himself by asking to see Nami's panties. So every other aspect of his character is really interesting, but then every once in a while he's like, I want to look at some panties.
Dude, I thought it would be an exaggeration that like, because I'd heard the memes that like, oh, Nami's chest just grows in every arc, but no, it's like every time I'm just like, okay, this is just probably the size from now on. There'll be like a page or a panel where it's like, ooh, that's much bigger, and then it just like persists in being that size.
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
mean, there is some justification, like she's like 17 or whatever.
I mean, it's the same day. It's the same. This is like, because the arc goes on for 4 volumes, and they get a little size or 2 every couple volumes.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, the critique that Oda draws all of the women in the series exactly the same.
If they didn't have different hairstyles, it would be really hard to tell a lot of them apart. There's already been some panels where I've gotten Vivi and Nami confused, and like you can tell from their hair in some panels or their like expression, because like, oh, Vivi's a lot, more concerned about things than Nami would be, but like, yeah, they're like, they look the same. Nico Robin looks very similar, but she has black hair. But then she fights the swordsman lady with black hair, and then there's a few panels where I'm like, ooh, I'm glad the swordsman lady has glasses.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't tell them apart.
Yeah. They're, especially in Alabastas, I think it's when it's at its worst. Between Vivi and Nami, there's lots of scenes where I also had the same struggle, and then I reread it, and it was still like, oh, this is confusing.
Yeah. Because they both have like really similar mindsets in a lot of the story too. Because like Nami's like, I want to help Vivi, so sometimes she will look, concerned about the Alabasta stuff, and it's like, no, which one is this?
Yeah.
I was expecting Nami to have a lot longer of like, I don't know what the right word is, rebellious streak against being like a full member of the crew and stuff. Of like a a longer frenemy period, but I guess after her arc, it's kind of just gone now.
Yeah, I
Just
feel
normal.
like they kind of stabilize her like against Vivi for that purpose. Like part of the reason I think they're written against each other is so like Nami has a very compelling reason to want to help, and then after that she's like definitely just really part of the crew. But...
Yeah, I mean that was my preconceived notion going in, because like I thought that was Nami's whole deal, is like she was just kind of like, she was a part of the crew, but she'll steal the treasure and hang people out to dry a little bit. Hee hee hoo hoo, but not really, not so much.
Yeah, I mean there's definitely scenes later on where other people are in serious fights and she goes and runs away and steals treasure instead, but never in like a malicious way, or like a not part of the team kind of way. I definitely am going to finish it eventually. I've decided.
Nice.
So, after the most recent arc, I'm like, all right, I'm in for the long haul. Unless the post time skip stuff is really, really bad, I'm gonna finish. So
I'm sure it'll be fine. People just have really specific ways they want stories to resolve. Anytime like a story's pacing slows down for any reason, people cry, even if it's like a really good reason. I'm certain that's gonna happen with like between Stormlight 5 and 6 as well, because they're like, it's like 2 sub arcs or whatever, as Brando has described it. And I'm sure 6 will start out a little bit like redeveloping, whatever new characters he wants to take focus, and people are gonna be like, this sucks. Last one was so action packed, and this one's boring. Which like it may or may not be good, but I guarantee people will say that regardless of the quality of the writing and the characters.
Yeah, and in general, I feel like, especially Sanderson is pretty consistent too, like more so than some other authors. But yeah, I feel like the Stormlight is interesting enough, and the setup is good.
Oh yeah,
even like I
could have a board
part.
Exactly.
Way more than like Paladin flew in a circle and punched a guy. I'm like, yeah, okay. Whatever.
Fight scenes are only good in animated mediums. I'm gonna stand by that statement. Yeah. It's like whenever a fight scene goes on for more than like a page or two.
Yeah, I actually think the fight scene in the second prologue of Stormlight 1 is pretty interesting, because you're like trying to figure out any fight scene where you're first learning the rules of the like magic system
that's fine.
Is good. But...
Yeah, it needs to have. So if it's just like a thematic fight, it should be over pretty quick, honestly. If it involves like actual clever tactics and not like, oh, hit this specific spot or do something really hard, like like the end of Mistborn, where like there's some there's some more to it than like some sort of ebb and flow sort of thing of just like goes on and on. Then sure, but otherwise, keep it brief.
Yeah, I will say I think overall the fight scenes in JoJo's are better than the fight scenes in One Piece so far. Like, and it's not I've read all of JoJo's, right? And I've read less than half of One Piece, so it's kind of hard to compare.
I think for me, maybe the golden rule of like all fight scenes in a book or a like manga, any sort of non-animated medium is like whenever the outcome is obvious, you need to be wrapping it up. Like
Yeah, definitely.
when whatever power level gap happens, or like somebody unlocks or figures out a new thing, it's like, all right, we better be like a page or two away from wrapping this stuff up. Because we've resolved the conflict, and if this keeps going, it's not saying anything.
Yeah. I feel like you either need to have some interesting conceit in the way the fight is going to happen, or it needs to be like plot relevant.
Yeah.
Or
it needs to be like dialogue heavy, which is also fine. It's like I'm fine with an extended fight scene if people are talking about something of like importance. That's not just like I'm gonna punch you. They're talking about their feelings or what they believe. That's fine. That's like less a fight scene and more just character building through fights, which is perfectly fine.
Yep. Yeah, I guess maybe that's why I was thinking about it. I was like, I really like scenes where somebody is like being trained, but it's like about actually their like mental state or whatever. It's like such a good framing device for like character development by a fight.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Like that, I think that's why the DBZ tournament or the Dragon Ball tournament arcs especially work very well, because the fights are relatively short, but the ones that are there that aren't just like a really quick joke or whatever is like the characters are growing and talking, and it's not just like 20 minutes of solid action or whatever in the anime, or like a chapter of solid action in the manga. It's usually like one chapter is one plot event within the fight or the entire fight. Which like I think that's also really important in pacing for like mangas, is like if you're gonna have a fight scene over multiple chapters, there need to be discrete like phases. Like each chapter needs to feel distinct from the one before and after it within the fight. There needs to be like an event that happens that corresponds to the chapter. Like the first Piccolo tournament fight is a good example, because it's like, okay, they're kind of introducing to each other, and then it's like, okay, now he's gonna try to get Kami out of Piccolo, and then it's like, okay, now he's gonna destroy the arena, and then it's like the finale of the fight, and it's like, okay, the like scenario and like location and framing, all of that's like changing each time.
Mm-hmm.
And later DBZ is like, there's a few that are like a disaster in that regard. Specifically like the Frieza fight just goes on and on. But the manga, I think the manga still tries to stick to that rules, but like the anime clearly does not.
Yeah, they threw that out the window for the adaptation.
Yeah, because like the manga is tries to follow a flow of like Frieza says, I'm not gonna use one arm, and then by the end of the chapter Goku forces Frieza to use two arms, and then it's like, okay, Goku's trying to do this other thing, and then it's like, okay, we need to do the Spirit Bomb, and then it's like, oh, that didn't work, and then Super Saiyan, and then the chop in half thing, and it's like, okay, yeah, that still follows. And the anime's just like, what if it didn't, though? What if we made this 20 episodes? They could just punch each other a lot.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, JoJo's, it's often like, especially the later it gets, it's like, they'll just, somebody would be like, I've discovered that with my stand, I can do some new bullshit out of nowhere. But it's like it's so ridiculous that I can't help but enjoy it.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say that's how they actually refer to it. That would be fun. That would be funny.
No.
Hey, want to see something absolutely stupid? Look at what I could do.
I will say they kind of do that for the very end of part 8, there's like, what if I just could like, what if my stand could go through a telephone? It's like actually what happens.
That's
And it's
actually
like,
that's actually a funny idea. Like,
they're
I want to see that. There's not enough of that. Feel like it happens in isekai, but not in any like shonen style things. But somebody should do that, where like the character, finds out about this weird power, and they just keep trying to figure out what garbage they can do with it.
yeah.
Bend the freaking rules. We need a Sanderson character like that. That would be funny. I don't know if he could write it that well. It could end up like Lift. But if he could write it well, that would be pretty amusing.
I feel like he's so rigid.
Yeah.
He might have a hard time. Like, he's like calculated 5 years, 20 years in advance what all of the next levels of Mistborn powers will be and stuff. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, just a very inquisitive like Mistborn child. Like, wonder what garbage I could do with this. This seems pretty freaking cool.
Yeah. Speaking of Usopp and Nami's fight styles, I'm going to be playing in a tabletop role-playing game starting in a couple weeks. And we're doing like the system what's called Monster of the Week, and it's supposed to be like a Buffy or whatever, where there's going to be like a chosen one who's been like who's guided to defeat the monsters. But I haven't talked to the rest of the play group about how we want to create our party, but I'm most interested in playing the like I'm just a regular guy who is along for the ride character. I think that'll be very fun.
Yeah, that can be fun.
So, one of the like default kits is like you're like a guy who's really into film photography, so you like have cameras with you all the time, but also some chemistry, so you can like do a little bit of chemistry. It's kind of fun. And it could be interesting.
That sort of idea was me, Talon, and Dave one time did somebody made like a Railgun Index RPG system. I don't know if you know anything about that franchise.
I read half of the first light novel and then stopped.
Yeah, okay.
But...
Yeah. The Academy City part. This was like all around the technology, like psychic sort of powers.
Mm-hmm.
It was really fun to think of a character's powers and how, like, because part of it is like they have that level system, so the powers all can be like shifted up or down, at least in theory. Of like, the level 5 is like the most advanced version of that power, and then like level 1 is like it barely does anything, but it's the same core concept. That was a really fun thing to think about. I obviously played a time themed character, and level 5 would be like complete control over the fourth dimension of time, but like you can't create your character like that. So what is the specific like instance of time manipulation that constitutes about halfway down that tree?
That is really interesting. Yeah, that sounds fun. Yeah, I haven't played any tabletop role-playing games in probably 10 years, so... Well, one of my friends wants to run a game for some other friends, and he was like, if you want to join, because he DM'd for me a long time ago, and he was like, yeah, he invited me to go, because it's going to be me and him, and he has a lot of experience DMing, and then 3 other people who have never played tabletop role-playing games, so it should be fun. He sent me this podcast, which is like, it's just 2 people reading old tabletop rule books and talking about them. And they're both like game designers. They're both like, they like release like indie tabletop game zines on itch.io and stuff. So they're like they're very opinionated about old game systems. But yeah, it's pretty entertaining.
Thought you were going to say you were listening to a podcast where it's like a live tabletop game series.
Oh, I tried listening to
No,
those a
I
couple
think
times.
they're
I
I
have
think
no
they're
interest.
awful. Yeah, it's like it just makes me wish I was like it would make me wish I was participating, but I have no interest in hearing random strangers ad lib.
Yeah, I could see how, like, I understand why Critical Role and other, like, live game shows are so popular. And I even think Matt Mercer's, like, particularly charismatic, and it seems like it could be pretty fun, but I just, I have no interest. So I've only tried listening to, like, real play games or whatever a couple times, and I just completely bounced off after one, not even a full, like, podcast episode
Yeah.
worth, so.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of get it, but at the same time, I kind of don't in the sense of, like... It seems like, from what I've seen, it's like the culture around it is, like, people just get hyper fixated on, like, specific characters from it, and it's like... I just can't... Like, it just seems so boring. That aspect of it, in specific, is like, oh, that's what people find the most interesting?
Yeah, I especially have, like, yeah. I've heard of, like, weird situations from live role-playing games where people, like, broadcast it where the fans just get really weird about the characters, and
Oh, I'm
the
sure.
fans get really weird about the people who play the
I'm sure.
characters, and it sounds...
Yeah, it's kind of like I think it has a lot in common with that like weird Minecraft scene where like there's the group of like Minecrafters and people are like shipping real people together and their characters, and so like all of it seems pretty connected. Because I think like live play is pretty similar in that idea of like it's a bunch of people playing a role, but they're not exactly acting like the character all the time, so people start to get really conflated with the real person and the fake person, and
Yeah, or like, maybe, I don't know anything about this, but I know that, like, the GTA roleplay got really popular
I'm
with
sure,
the
yeah, that's
teenagers for a while. Seems like the exact same kind of thing would happen there.
Yeah. But it's like, I know for me, another aspect is like, I appreciate that people have a lot of skill, like DMing and like coming up with stuff on the fly and all that stuff, but like, if I feel like it just like loses all of its impact if you're not there in the moment and participating, because like to you consuming the content, it's essentially staged at that point. I mean, it's not, presumably it's not actually staged, but like you're consuming it generally asynchronously from it happening, so the impromptu nature doesn't matter. Like it's not relevant.
Yeah.
And I'd rather watch, like, if I'm gonna do that, I'd rather have something that was intentionally made and curated with like themes and stuff.
Yeah.
It's
I feel
cool
like
if you can organically introduce themes, but I don't think it will ever compare to like a planned out, work.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like people who like real game or whatever podcasts are probably people who haven't actually played a lot of tabletop role-playing games, perhaps.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it loses a lot of the appeal if you've like...
Yeah, I think that's probably the case. Yeah, that's probably a good point, too. Yeah, that's like role playing being air quotes popular. It's like I think people watching role playing has gotten popular, but like people act like oh, all of a sudden like D&D is now this cultural touchstone, but it's like it doesn't seem like either the market or like anything else bears that out. It's like no, people are just really interested in the trend in other people playing D&D.
I think that's definitely like way more visible. I know Wizards did say that like the property was like 5th edition books were selling better and stuff.
Yeah,
but also they're
yeah.
like completely cannibalizing all their products right now. So
Yeah, I'm sure. I have no doubt that they like that does translate into sales, but I think like a lot of I mean, this is like a, Kotaku, Polygon, online games journalism stuff, act like, we're in some, like, everyone's playing D&D with their friend groups. It's like, I'm pretty sure that's not the case. Like,
Yeah, it's probably also really different, like, depending on your cultural context, right? Because
exactly.
D&D I played D&D like in high school and then not so much in college, but I'm sure now in colleges it's way more popular, but that's because it's a college, right? So
Yeah.
where like maybe the D&D groups are a little more populated now and more people are running games and stuff, but you know, I feel like it's like such a weird thing to get into if you have interest in it, but you don't know anybody who's done tabletop role
Yeah.
playing games because like DMing is hard and you're not going to be good at it the first time. And if you don't know somebody who's willing to set aside like probably 10 hours a week to run a game for you, you can't really play it. And
Yep.
so,
Yeah. It's awkward. And then like, a lot I feel like some degree of it, just like anything else that gets even a whiff of popularity outside, or even if it doesn't, is like now now that it's pseudo mainstream, people have to be like increasingly hipster about it, of like, ugh, you should never play like a D&D based system. They're objectively terrible. And it's like, just let people play whatever. Like, there's 8 billion systems. D&D isn't stopping any other system from existing. So like the people get, I've seen a lot of like writing about that too, of like, especially like when Baldur's Gate came out, people were like, does it have to be D&D? And it's like, no, it doesn't have to be, but that's, I mean, that's just the property that it is. No one's stopping anyone from making a great RPG on any other sort of tabletop system.
yeah, I feel like
it's just like really embarrassing, like hipsterism about it.
I feel like it's easy to say that from like the position of somebody who has played like custom rule set tabletop games compared to like the effect that of like the D&D having such a large market share actually has on like the culture around tabletop gaming. Like it really does have a large impact on the way people think about what you can do with role-playing games. And if
Yeah,
you've
it
ever like
does.
stepped outside that, it's easy to be like, oh yeah, just do something else. But like, if the only exposure you have is like D&D, then you might not know that there even are other systems, or if there were, like you might not have the confidence to try to come up with your own, or
Sure, but it's like, I think for like, everyone's very against just the very like the very idea that anything at any point anywhere could ever be, air quotes, gate kept by anything, but they seem to be themselves like gatekeeping D&D as like, oh, it's not real role playing. But it's like, you don't need anything to role play. You can just have some sort of random, or some system for random rolls that you and some other person agree on.
yeah. Yeah, I agree that people being like, oh yeah, D&D is so bad, like people who play D&D aren't real role players. That's stupid, and that's not like actually contributing anything. I think like if you want if you want people to get more interested in role playing games that aren't D&D, it shouldn't be like people who do this don't know anything, or people who do this are bad. It should be like, hey, here are some like, I don't know. I think being negative about it's super not productive, and yeah, like you said, it just wraps back around to
And
gatekeeping.
there's just like a lot of like weird discourse around like, oh, what system is Critical Role using now? Like people are just so obsessed around the individual systems, when like, I think in my experience, just like the group you're with matters so much more than the whatever system you use. Like people are gonna, the whole point is you're just creative within whatever context. Like the system can be as light as or heavy as anyone wants, but it doesn't really like stop anything from happening in practice.
Especially if your play group is like on the same page about expectations, or you try something and it doesn't work and you say let's try something else or whatever. Again, this is like I feel like this is a perspective of somebody who has played tabletop role playing games. It's like obvious, but somebody who just watches Critical Role and sees that they are talking about suing WotC, having not played a tabletop game, is going to be like, oh my god, they're going to change systems because of this, blah blah blah. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, the Baldur's
maybe.
Gate discourse was like the really, I think that was like the stupidest one that I heard of, like that they shouldn't have made Baldur's Gate on D&D or whatever. It's like, first of all, it's like a video game abstraction of it, and second of all, like that's just the game they wanted to make.
Yeah, I just I guess I didn't consume any of it. And also like the Baldur's Gate, like the Forgotten Realms is so tightly coupled with WotC's like
yes.
partial ownership or like history of licensing it, and
yeah, for sure.
There's all sorts of weird stuff about like the author and then the guy who like was accused of sexual harassment, so now he designs magic cards instead of working for D&D. I just saw like this giant spew of like all this drama, and I was like, oh my god, like literally who cares? Like, play the game, and if you don't like the rules, then don't play the game. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I mean, it doesn't surprise me that, yeah, I mean the management at WotC of the D&D property is garbage fire.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. I mean, the management at WotC for every one of their properties is garbage fire.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, very publicly too. So
yes, especially with D&D. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Magic is Magic will take longer. They'll have their moment before too long, I'm sure.
Yeah.
They're still in. It seems like from just what I've observed, the Magic super fans are at the bury their head in the sand stage right now, but they'll figure it out eventually.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people. A lot of people were really mad when they were like, they're making a digital client. This is going to kill paper Magic, and which that was obviously the stupidest take of all time. Like, and then COVID happened, and then it was like, okay, well, at least we have a way to play the games. It doesn't feel like you're using a piece of software from 1998.
Yeah, and then WotC killed paper Magic in other ways.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't Arena that killed it. It was WotC saying, you know what? Our margins are higher on Arena, and also, who needs standard competitive play or anything like that? Nah, you just do that on the.
Have you been pronouncing Wizards of the Coast acronym this whole time? Is that
yes.
that was
yes.
what? Oh my god!
You never heard WotC?
No.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty common.
Disgusting.
But yeah, I mean, I think people realize there will come a day before too long, I suspect, when they just decide that making like in a year, in some year they'll decide like we don't need any standard or draftable like sets this year in the at least in the Magic like universe. Like I think this year we're gonna do that other Lord of the Rings set and the Mistborn Magic the Gathering set, and I think that's all we need as far as standard. Oh, we'll release all these power crept straight to modern or whatever cards, but does anybody really need a standard set this year?
Yeah, I don't know. Every like person that I know, like personally, like people I have actual connections with who used to play Magic, like nobody plays Magic anymore.
No,
even like my brother-in-law who literally qualified for like the whatever the current tournament system is, and like they paid for his like hotel stay and the whole thing, and he was like, yeah, I don't play anymore. It's just too stupid. I don't like the format. Like he played Legacy for a long time, and now he's like, yeah, I don't like what's happening to Legacy because of the cards they're printing into the permanent card pool. So I'm just not playing. It's like, oh man.
Yeah, and like, I think, I mean, part of my thing is like the expense just gets higher and higher over time. Where like they're very clearly not keeping whatever reprints in whatever format that isn't like, first of all, standard's dead, so like that's pretty much out the window. But even if you did want to get into standard, I feel like it's more expensive now to make a standard legal deck than it is before, because the card window is way longer than it was when I played, when it was just like the last 2 blocks. And like the other formats just get more expensive because they don't keep up with reprints. And I liked the blocks having stories, but they don't have dedicated like story people anymore. That's all outsourced. They just kind of like freelance, some dumb blog articles that are poorly written, and that's their whole lore. So that's stupid. And they don't even care anymore because they have Universes Beyond, so Magic can just be any other thing now. And it's like, I understand why people are saying that's not the worst thing to exist, and I would agree, but the problem is they're just going to lean into it because it pays for itself.
Yeah.
And people seem to think it's going to bring new players into the game, but no, they're just going to buy a few Lord of the Rings boosters and never open a Magic pack again. Like, it's going to bring fans of that thing in for 5 minutes, and then they'll forget it exists, because that's not really how, it's not how interests work generally for most people. Of like, oh, they made a Dragon Ball Z Magic set, and I love Dragon Ball Z. I'm going to play Magic for the rest of my life. It's, oh, I want to get the Goku card.
Yep.
And then, like, the fans who actually like the, just the general Magic atmosphere are going to be like, oh, this year half the sets are things I don't care about. Maybe I just won't buy them.
Yep. Yeah, standard seems like the decks are in a pretty bad place.
Yeah. Well, they just extended the standard rotation another year, didn't they? A few months ago.
Yeah, it's 3 years.
Which
now.
That's so bad, because it's either gonna do one of two things. It's gonna be more expensive and more static, or they're gonna have to push power creep more with each set so that it changes more. Because that means if they have one bad set in a 3-year window, or one, just out of sync with the power level, it's like, great, it's ruined for 3 years now.
Yeah. I think a lot of people who've been playing standard for a while are saying that the power level's actually okay. Like, they've managed to, like they always do, that in one set they'll print good creatures but bad instants and whatever, and they kind of try to keep the power creep down, but it's still certainly very expensive.
Yes, and having
decks
3-year-old
are $250 to $500.
Yeah, having 3-year-old cards instead of 2-year-old cards probably, it's definitely not going to help.
Yeah. I mean, even just the red deck is $80. So.
Yeah. I envision, I was hoping just over time, they would have more accessible stuff, but everything, the formats they want to push are more expensive now. Commander can be cheap, I guess, but you need more cards and you want them to be the best they can be. So needing 100 cards instead of 60 is already that's not great. It's great if you have a collection already. I don't think it's great as your intro format.
Yeah, I hate Commander, so
just
in general.
Yeah,
I don't like playing
it. Seems interesting, but not as the main way to play for sure.
Yeah.
Because it also relies on it's a D&Dification of Magic in some sense of now don't put too many of these annoying cards in your deck because your other players might not like them. You have to agree on all these unwritten rules because the format's kind of broken. And it's that's fine with your friends. I don't think that's how I want to consume Magic generally.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I hate playing Commander. It's so the power level balancing is really weird and awkward at the table.
Yeah.
It's the to have the cost of the cards is ridiculous. I don't know.
Yes.
I feel like Wizards makes enough money that they could have a functional game piece for every card that costs $1. In the
they
secondhand
should.
market.
Yes.
And then
Pokemon
they could just
does it.
make alt arts for the chase rares, and then people will want those. Like,
Yeah, I think
those are
competitive
already
Pokemon decks are like $60, maybe $100.
damn, that's crazy.
Let me competitive.
Yeah, I also don't know where to look for.
Yeah, average of $79 a deck for competitive deck.
Yeah.
This was 3 months ago. Yeah, somebody was comparing it. Let's see, average price. Oh, this is not. Oh no, it is sorted. Oh, Flesh and Blood is really expensive. I didn't know that. That's cringe.
That is cringe.
I know that was supposed to be like a big Magic, like competitive game comparison, but no, that's pretty expensive too.
Yeah, it has my currency. I found some website that has like meta by percentage and tournament wins over the last 3 months, but it's saying that the most popular deck costs $157,000. So some weird currency.
Or it's using the rarest possible version of every card.
Or maybe it's like maybe it says 157, comma 250, then the dollar sign at the end. Maybe it's like
what?
Maybe it's like the range that the deck,
Maybe.
depending on the builds.
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, like, just the price of. I mean, they know. I guess they just like they'll never change it because they know they can have their cake and eat it too, or at least it seems like they can indefinitely. Of what if the game pieces? What if a lot of the good game pieces were expensive, and we also had flashy arts that were even more expensive? It's like, can you just play the game? I wanna be able to just buy a few packs and like play some nice standard Magic somewhere or whatever. But it's like with these prices, then I'm just not gonna do any of it.
Yeah.
Arena's model is also screwed. Like I know Pokemon and Hearthstone both like eat its lunch in terms of what's available card wise. So it's like I don't want to play Arena. I don't want to buy your booster packs because they're $8 billion now. But you made the best card game system.
Yeah, it's
congratulations.
So it's actually so sad that they've just made
ridiculous.
the best game system ever, and then it happens to be owned by freaking Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah, I looked at Lorcana, like I was reading some stuff about Lorcana's system and like understanding how it worked, and it's just like the whole time I was reading, it's like, this is like bootleg Magic. Like it's like Magic, but what if the system was worse and also the IP was worse? Because that's the Disney card game, so it's like. Ugh.
I didn't even look into it. I saw the art for some of the cards. I'm like, oh yeah, this is. I am not interested in this at all.
Yeah, even
No.
that was my conclusion, is that after I watched like a few games of people playing it, I was like, ooh, even if it mechanically it seemed as good, is like, I don't think I could ever play a Disney-fied card game. Because like, again, to me, the identity of the card game isn't everything, but it does matter a lot to me. Like, at least to some degree. It's like, if MTG was full of Fortnite cards, I would be way less interested in never playing it. But, yeah, so Lorcana's had that against it. And then just everything is... Lorcana is if you took Magic as your baseline, but you were like, oh, Hearthstone's a lot simpler, so let's Hearthstoneify a lot of it. But make sure it still works as a physical card game. But it's like really awkward too, because it's like Hearthstone in that things take permanent damage, or I guess Pokemon also has that technically. But you have no board limit, or anything like the Pokemon at least has an active Pokemon, a benched Pokemon, a certain amount of them. But in Lorcana, it works like Magic where you can play whatever, but you have to keep counters on all your stuff from the damage they've taken, and people can attack any one of your doofuses.
Oh, that's annoying. Yeah, I feel like Attacker's Choice is just makes I feel like blocking it slows the game down, but it's like where all the interesting
I
interactions
I
happen.
100% agree. I tried Hearthstone out a little bit, but like I think it's way too boring. And it also makes everything way too creature focused.
Yeah, especially if you get to pick what you're attacking, right? Then you just don't need to print good spells. So
Yeah. It's like
I
the whole
like
thing's
play.
just based around creatures.
I love casting spells. That's my
Yeah.
favorite thing in Magic is to counter or bounce something and then just hit you with my 3/3,
Yeah.
and that's it. And you just do that over and over again.
Having
So
a really
fun.
robust non-creature stuff, and like the balancing of mana bases, because Lorcana has mana, but it does. I think some other games might do the same way. I think Flesh and Blood might work similarly. Of like, certain cards will have a little symbol on them that means they can be used as mana. So you flip them face down and they become generic mana. It's like having generic mana kind of defeats the point. Like you need some sort of identity, or every deck's just like play the good stuff. And Lorcana does that. They don't have classes like Hearthstone, but you can only use 2 air quotes colors of cards.
That's such a weird way to limit it. I think like I don't know. I was playing this Algomancy game, which is this guy who loves cube and designed a bunch of cubes, designed this game, and it was way too complicated. And I think it could be fun, but it's like, what if you were learning Magic with harder, more complicated rules, and it was cube, and you drafted at the start of every turn, and you had to keep track of what you were passing back and forth. It was just way too much. But the mana system is like, it has colors, but also they managed to make it so you like get benefit from being like only 1 or 2 colors instead of being like 5 colors, because the way it works is like it's like a threshold system. So you could all mana taps for like generic mana, but you need to have at least 2 forests or whatever. But if you every time you play like a forest after your 3rd one, you get an extra generic land as well.
Oh, okay.
For free.
So it's like a devotion sort of thing.
Yeah, but you have to like trade a card from your hand to get the mana and stuff. Like the mana system in Magic is definitely the weak point. Like it sucks that you
can get flooded or
time,
screwed. Yeah,
you just don't play the game because you didn't draw your cards in the right sequence.
Yeah.
So I understand wanting to fix that, and fixing it in a way where it discourages people from just playing like 5-color good stuff is hard, because having the color balance is like what makes Magic good and keeps the games interactive and feeling fresh. So it's a tough problem to solve, but I think limiting people to only being able to play 2 colors is not a long-term sustainable solution for the game. Like people are always going to want to play 3 colors. They're gonna have to make a way to do it eventually, and blah blah blah.
Yeah, I think like Magic did the right thing, and like it's restrictive in terms of your mana base, but it's open. Like Magic's a very open game. It has all these rules, but it's very open in terms of like break it however you want to break it. And yeah, the other problem I think a lot of them try to solve with Magic mana bases is like that's a big part of the cost, right? But it doesn't have to be. It's just in Magic they make it that way because card values, Lamal.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
Yeah. Mana bases should be printed into the ground. Like fetch land should be available in every maybe not in every standard set if they feel like they warp the format too much, but like should just generally be available in whatever else.
They print so many supplementary sets now. There's no reason for fetches and chalks to cost money.
Yeah, they should be in every single one of them. And they know it too, because they intentionally print like air quotes bad dual lands in every standard set, so just print good dual lands in every non-standard set.
How do you print a bad dual land?
Well, there, so different variations on it taps when it enters, or you have to jump through more or less hoops to get it to enter untapped.
Yeah,
Mm.
the
All
most
that
common
stuff.
ones is they find a way to make it so if it's early in the game, it enters untapped, but if it's late in the game, it has to enter tapped, or vice versa. They find some way to do
Yeah.
that, or it's just like it's a land that comes in tapped, but you gain one life, or you scry one card, or blah blah
Yes.
blah. There's just like a million variations.
Yeah, they make a
I think
different one every set, and I don't think it's bad for those to exist, but it's bad that the good options are all very expensive.
yeah, yeah. They just had no idea what they were doing when they printed the OG duels.
Yep.
Is really what it comes down to.
Well, yeah, but now that they know better, and like Shocklands aren't on the reserve list, and Shocklands aren't really significantly worse than the base duels really. It's like just print Shocklands and Checklands every time, every
Yeah.
whatever. They should be 50 cents each.
They're cheaper now, I think. Even the fetches aren't too bad. Oh, and they just announced they're going to do a bunch of reprints. Yeah, fetches are the Scalding Turn's $20.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're $20, but you need 4. Like Fetchlands have the problem of they're always a 4 of because they're replacing vanilla or worse lands.
There's they're like $20. I guess as somebody who bought some fetches when they were like $90, I'm like,
they're
oh my
way
God,
they're way down. Yeah, because they reprinted them in a recent set, but again, they're probably not gonna reprint them for another 2 years now. Let them go creep back up and then print them again. But like I think your mana base outside of like a few really specific options is like most of the generic options, the fetches and shocklands, like they should be 50 cents. They should not be a significant part of your equation when building a deck. Out of everything is like, because it's boring to spend money. Like it's the worst of all worlds because it's boring to spend money on your mana.
Yeah. Shocks are like $10. But yeah, I not to discredit literally anything you're saying, but like I'm surprised how they've actually fixed it a little bit.
They have fixed it for now, but I think that's like a recency thing. I would imagine they creep back up, but maybe not. But like the whole idea is like, if I had to spend $5 on like on some chase mythic rare thing that really makes my deck come together, it's like you could maybe be excited about that in some way of like, oh yeah, like this is gonna let me make a whole new deck or whatever. But like buying 4 Shocklands to upgrade your deck is like, oh good, now my deck's like less bad. It's just like generically improved in terms of consistency.
Yeah. I mean, as somebody who literally pulled the Liliana of the Veil in a pack, it did feel really nice when I was like, oh wow, this is worth $300, and I just got really lucky to open this. But ever since that moment, like, have I ever sat down at a table to play Magic, and if somebody asked if they could play with proxy cards, would I have ever said no? Literally ever?
Yeah, no, that's true.
Absolutely not. Like,
yeah, it just also feels bad though, because like I can understand if you like, you probably I would want to own the cards because like proxying I would like online especially just use one of the clients or whatever. But if I was playing paper Magic, I'd prefer to have the real cards if reasonable.
Yeah.
So it just sucks that like it's just all these factors that make you not want to buy any cards of like, well, if I'm gonna proxy these cards, why don't I just proxy the whole thing?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the in for a penny, in for a pound thing. It's like, oh, well, my mana base would cost me $250 to fix, so I guess I'll just proxy this. And while I'm at it, if I'm proxying those, I might as well proxy this other mythic rare I don't have. And
yeah, it's
just make the game pieces goddamn cheap. Like I would, Pokemon is the way to go with card games, which is amazing to me, but it's a boring system. I don't want to play Pokemon.
I played some TCG online when Lysander decks were really popular. That was a fun. There was I can't remember all the cards, but it was like, I don't know. You basically just assemble a combo in your graveyard and then win.
Yeah. modern Pokemon is way too fast, and I think old Pokemon was actually too degen. The peak of Pokemon as a game system is like the meta in Pokemon trading card Game Boy Color.
Yeah, I love that game.
Yeah,
So fun.
but
That game is so funny.
yeah, like the actual meta game in that era though was super degen.
Oh yeah. Like the
Discard your whole hand, Lamau. You'll never draw another card as long as you live. I control your destiny.
It's just so weird. Like, how do you? I feel like they've kept with the main conceit, which is like we should make a card game where redrawing an entire new hand of cards for free when you want, like pretty regularly, is like a normal part of the gameplay, and everybody has access to that all the time. But the game is also supposed to be like fun and not too fast.
We watched the like finals and grand finals of the Pokemon card game, and it was super degenerate.
Yeah. I think I was looking at the current best deck. Like basically, you just keep your opponent from playing the game somehow. There's like a zone that doesn't really count or something.
Yes, there's the Lost Zone. Yeah.
It's exile.
And you can play certain things from the Lost Zone or send things to the Lost Zone. Yeah. Because it seemed like the cards treated it less like Exile, where like in Magic it's pretty rare or like time sensitive to get something out of Exile, but like they just had a bunch of cards that let you send things there willy nilly or take things out. It's like that's just a second wait a minute, it's just a second graveyard.
Yeah.
And the turns took forever. Like they were like, I think 3 or 4 turn games maybe, but they ran out of time for their 3-game series in like 2 hours because everyone's just taking 10 minutes a turn to combo themselves off and get 3 prizes, but it doesn't finish the job, sort of thing.
Let me search my deck 3 times.
Yeah.
No point in shuffling until I'm done.
Yeah, I hate shuffling.
And it's a lot of like card draw to get more card draw to get more card draw to get more card draw. Make sure you have 3 or 4 options for card draw before you start your combo so you can do more. Like Pokemon's the only trading card game I know of where you include at least a few options to shuffle your graveyard back into your library so that you can not mill yourself to death or get milled to death because there's like reciprocal draw effects.
Yep, yeah, there's reasons that doing that in Magic are banned.
Yeah.
And it's just so funny that Pokemon is committed to that gameplay. Like it's just going to be the center of the gameplay forever.
It's really bad, yeah. And then Yu-Gi-Oh! We don't even have to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Is just like Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a card game that was very clearly based off of a manga without any rules.
Yes.
The manga wasn't even big on the cards, at least originally.
Well, it became like it.
I guess when they did like whatever.
But they didn't have it like it was more storyline based, and the Konami's like, oh, we got to get that bread. And then they made up some rules, and then all the base rules are irrelevant because no one uses base summoning anymore. You don't sacrifice your creatures.
Everything special summons.
You use fusion monsters. Oh wait, did I say fusion monsters? I meant XYZ monsters. Oh wait, did I say XYZ? I mean pendulum monsters. That's where we're at now. Don't use any of those other mechanics. It's like if in keywords in Magic were literally obsoleted and power crept. It's like, oh, no one uses trample anymore. Every creature that's worth anything has double strike.
Yeah.
Then, like, instead of triple strike being the unset mechanic, oh, no, that's just, all the good creatures just have triple strike now. That's just the default. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is just a disaster.
I found a deck list from the deck that I built.
Nice.
It was a Night March deck, so like a bunch of the Pokemon have this attack called Night March, which is like 20 plus. This attack does 20 damage times the number of Pokemon in your discard pile that have Night March, and you just play a bunch of Pumpkaboos and Joltix and Lampents and discard them all out of your hand, and then just attack once and win the game. Or you're just like you cheating things into the graveyard is just so much stronger. I think in the like probably at the top level of competition, you just build your deck, so you just anti-meta it. But when you're just playing TCGO on the ladder or whatever, the games were fast. The gameplay was like easy. It felt really fun every time you got to destroy somebody's like.
Magic
giant legendary Pokemon.
Yeah, Magic is a perfect storm of a card game, man. It's good that it exists. It's sad what it is, but like the fact that you can have all these formats that like are like pretty functional with I would say a relatively light ban list for how old the format is. Of like Legacy kind of functions, and most games are not turn 1 games for most of like the good decks. They go good like 3 or 4 turns.
Well, yeah, and more happens in those 3 or 4 turns than happens in the
a
first
lot
10
of
turns
interaction.
deck, right? So.
Yep, a lot of interaction and a lot of like cool ideas, and it's like, oh, Modern or Legacy they're generally not like super combo heavy from what I know of like the really competitive decks, because it's like fetching your combo too unreliable or slow, so it's generally like other options that are just generally good. And then like Pauper, the poor man's format is combo heavy because like it's slow enough that that you can get away with it, and you have like less options for the super ridiculous creatures. So it's interesting how each format's a little different in that regard.
Yeah, I think Pauper. There was a while where I was playing a like Pauper Fairies deck. That was super fun. My brother-in-law had several Pauper decks.
Well, I love that. Together. I love that both Pauper and Legacy have like affinity decks, and they're very like functionally different around that like core theme.
Yeah, it's insane that they printed the artifact lands at common. It's so funny. Like in retrospect, Seed of the Synod should not have been a common.
The card market channel that I watch play Magic games did something good. It was either like yesterday or maybe it was today they posted the video of they took 3 modern decks and matched them up against 3 legacy 3 modern decks and compared them against 3 Pauper decks. And like Pauper actually won one of the matchups.
Yeah.
But they had an affinity deck for for both, I believe. They did not go head to head, but yeah.
You just fling your Ornithopter. It's pretty sick. Oh, they don't even run fling anymore. How do they win? Springleaf Drum. Okay. Hey, do Springleaf Drum, but what's the win con?
Of Pauper affinity?
All that glitters. Okay.
Yes.
2 mana enchantment gets +1/+1 for each artifact. Okay, so they printed an enchantment.
That's new, I believe.
Yeah, that is new.
Yeah, Commander Masters.
They used to just run fling. They had Atog fling, but I guess Atog's probably banned if it's not in this list.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember how. I can't remember if I've seen a Affinity Pauper.
Yeah, last time I played Pauper Affinity was like 4 years ago or something.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, it might have just been fling Atog sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Because I'm guessing Urza's Saga is mythic, right? That's not a common.
No.
That's the expensive. That's the expensive affinity deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like blue-black is no longer good in... Oh, but there's a mono-blue Delver deck instead. Oh, because... Oh, yeah, they keep printing insanely good mono-blue giant creatures for some reason. It's like, oh, you know.
Yeah,
I
blue,
remember
blue
when.
just gets all the nice thing. I mean, that's an eternal rule of Magic.
Remove blue, support
Yeah,
red.
yeah. Hey, red gets plenty of nice things. It's white. You need to
No, remove blue, support red. Red,
Yep.
green, best.
The rule is every color can get really nice things. White's things have to be a little less nice generally.
Yep. They can have Path to Exile and Mother of Runes and Mox Pearl.
Well,
and
I mean,
everybody else
yeah,
gets game breaking stuff.
yeah. Anytime anybody like talks about Path to Exile, they're like, oh, it really shouldn't have been in white. Like Mark Rosewater's blog. It's like, sure, yeah, white should just have nothing. That's great.
Why did we give white nice things?
Or like they'll print Esper Sentinel, like some way for white to get any sort of card advantage. Like white really shouldn't have that. They shouldn't have any way to get cards.
Yeah. They keep trying to find a way to give white card draw.
Because it kind of everything
Yeah,
needs some sort of card draw. It has to
Yeah.
exist.
Yep, red has the
Yeah, plunder.
rummage and plunder, and blue obviously don't even need to mention it, and black has.
Yeah, and green has ramp, so it doesn't need as much like raw card draw.
Well, and it has like
fetching
collected
lands.
command and all that stuff. Like
True.
ways to cheat creatures into play. And
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, it has cheat. I guess that's a good way to say it. It is like cheat and ramp more than like straight up card draw, but it has the same effect of like generating
and
advantage.
White has like Thalia, kind of. Is what
Yeah,
it gives you advantage in a kind of way,
kind of. Yeah,
but it's not really card advantage. Like
literally every other color has like at least some part of its identity that can generate card advantage, and white is just like, I guess we'll like make up something, but we won't be happy about it. Don't like, this isn't gonna become a regular thing. It's like, come on.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Apparently, plunder wasn't part of the color pie for a long time too. Like, I think that's, recent in air quotes, like probably last 5 years that became like acceptable for red to regularly have those. But it's like thematically totally fitting.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense with the like idea of what the library is and stuff. I think they're more willing to mess with the exile, like use it as like the holding zone for a card for half a turn.
Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense as an evolution for it. That's what I was saying. Where like, I'm sure they'll never let you get to a place where you're regularly like taking things out of exile, whenever you want. But like, as a holding pen, I think it makes perfect sense for the identity of that zone of like, you would either have to you either use exile for that or you invent a new zone, and that's just like unnecessary.
Yeah, there's already too many zones.
Yeah.
In Magic, so
saying like, oh, put this into exile and you can play it before the end of the turn is like, great. That's not hard to upkeep. Like it ends within the context of your turn. If you don't do it, it's just gone.
Yeah, and the fact that it's templated really similarly across a bunch of different cards, like if it's your own deck, you can it's until the end of turn. If it's from the opponent's deck, then generally it's till the end of turn, and the color costs are waived.
Yes.
And so it's templated the same. It's really nice. And it doesn't need to be just rummage, which I don't know, like whatever the opposite of loot is, like discard one, draw one. Like there's that God, I can't remember the name of the mono red draw spells anymore, but Cathartic Reunion and the flashback one. And it's like 2 in a red, draw 2, discard 2, or discard 2, draw 2, flashback 1 in a red. I can't remember. But yeah. I think the like you can only play it till end of turn makes way more sense than you have to discard it first and then you can draw.
Yeah.
Kind of mechanic. I think it was a good choice to go that way.
Yeah, I really like almost all aspects of Magic's design.
Yeah. I wonder
Uh,
how much of a reaction moving it to Exile you can play till end of turn was to things like Arclight Phoenix. Like there was like 3 Arclight Phoenix decks. And they printed another really good Phoenix where it was like you dump stuff into your graveyard and then you get a big flyer for free in red. Passing Flames. No, that's not the card I was thinking of. That was just the first red flashback card, I think.
well, I know there's
I'll find it.
another. There's a There was some spell in Theros that like gave every card in your graveyard an escape cost as well.
Oh,
That was
yeah,
red. That's wild. Underworld
yeah,
Breach. I think?
Underworld Breach. Yeah,
Yeah.
the stupidest card.
Yeah, that I don't know how they. Cause I think that's like banned in most formats now. I don't know where it's allowed, but
I was thinking of Faithless Looting.
okay, yeah. I think that's also banned in a few of them.
Wait, Faithless Looting is draw 2, discard 2. Oh my god. Yeah, this is obviously an old card because it's too good for red now. But, yeah, Underworld Breach. I can't believe that was supposed to be the fixed version of Yawgmoth's Will. It's so funny. And then they printed Underworld Breach and Thassa's Oracle in the same set, which is just it's just so funny. And I had to ban both cards from like every format because yeah, it turns out there's a reason why getting to play every single card in your deck from your graveyard whenever you want is pretty insane. Especially because when you escape them, they don't go to exile.
Yeah, yep.
So
you
funny.
can just set yourself up a nice old loop. Or I mean enough of a loop to get to the win before you run out of cards to exile.
The latest version of the Magic Online cube put Underworld Breach back in the cube. It was in the cube before, and people are like, "This is too good," and so they took it out for a couple years. And now
I
they
think
put
that's
it
probably
back.
fun. Yeah, it's too fun.
Yeah, but it's like the best. it's the best like Underworld Breach Brain Freeze is the best 2-card combo. Like if you break it so many ways, like you don't even need, like if you have Underworld Breach Lotus Petal, then you're set, and let alone like LED or Black Lotus or any million other ways. But it's like I think it's way better than any other 2-card combo in the cube.
That's probably true.
But because it used to be that Storm and Cube was bad, right? You needed like 5 cards and they were all kind of junky and they don't do anything unless you have them all in your hand at the right time, and or you had Yawgmoth's Will, but like if you didn't have Yawgmoth's Will, you couldn't win the game, so you get to the end of your draft and you just re-queue because you can't win. And now like if you get Underworld Breach, you just win every time. So
true. Yeah, it's man. I love that. I love the history aspect of Magic, or like the fact that there's pluses and minuses with like pushing power level sometimes, but I love that just all these mistakes lead to interesting things. And
yeah, or like
ways.
Weird. Yeah, the history
Weird
aspect of
interactions,
Magic
too.
is so fun. Like I don't know, once every couple of years I like think of a bunch of weird junky cards and I go and I try to like read Chains of Mephistopheles and I laugh to myself about how you need like a really complicated UML diagram to understand how to use the card and stuff. It's so funny. It's it's unfortunate about what's happening to the game, I guess, from my perspective.
Yeah, and the other thing that's so nice about it too is like even their dumb, broken mechanics or whatever is like they'll throw a new Storm card out every once in a long time. They're never gonna put Storm in a standard set or anything, but they might print the Storm card every couple of years that just gets your brain thinking.
Heck yeah, Chatterstorm. That was a Modern Horizons 1 card. Modern Horizons 1 was actually such a fun draft set. It's a shame it cost like $50 to do a single draft, and then it ruined Modern. It was so fun.
Yeah, like the high power sets seem like they would be really fun to draft in general. Just because generally like draft is, I would say on average, I mean I'm not like the biggest drafter in the world, but I would say draft is a little bit slower than like I ideally would like in terms of like how the games play out. But some constructed formats are too fast for my preferences. So yeah, like a high-powered sets draft is like pretty close to the sweet spot.
Yeah, I feel like I don't really like standard because often I find it's like too focused on creature combat. I don't want to build a modern deck or any other older format deck because it's either too expensive or
Yeah.
too hard to play well, and then like there's enough variance in draft where I don't think I'm that good of a Magic player, so like
Yeah, definitely.
it's
Same.
good for me when I'm not very skilled, and also it's still like I can easily identify decisions where I made poor choices if I want to try to get better and stuff. It's like such a good balance, and I don't think I like the complicated sets because I guess I just watch a lot of people draft cubes, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, I should have. I guess they're gonna put Cons of Tarkir draft on Arena, so I might play a little bit of that because Cons draft is a really good format. It's a really, really good draft format.
Pay up.
Yeah.
How much does it cost to do a draft if you paid?
I don't know.
I'm very curious on this.
How much does a draft cost? Traditional draft. Okay, so it's about $10 for a regular draft. That's a bit expensive.
Yeah,
obviously, like if you have a
for not getting
can't
like cards that you keep in real life, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's more expensive than I remembered. I think they did mess with the economy a lot since the first 2 months the game was out, so it's gonna be a surprise. But
yikes! Yeah, it's like in person, I wouldn't balk at paying $10 for a draft. You get some fun pieces of cardboard you can hang around too, but like digital, come on, guys.
Yeah. A couple of my friends, I guess one of them is the same guy who's going to be DMing the tabletop game. Him and another person have been doing, they're going through sets in release order and doing sealed. I don't know how they're setting up the packs and stuff for 2-person heads up sealed, but they invited me to play with them like last week when I was working late. So, but
I mean, are they doing it digitally or like paper?
Yeah, they're just doing it on Tabletop Sim.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's not like the thing that we used that one time can generate. I mean, the sealed packs for you.
Oh yeah, I guess you just generate a full sealed pool and just build your deck, huh?
Yeah. I don't think it's any different than the draft.
Yeah. Yeah, but they said they've been having a lot of fun with that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I'm sure that I know that all the oldest sets. It took them like 4 years before they came up with draft, right? So it's got to be so whack to.
Oh, I'm sure it's the most jank thing. You're spending 10 turns swinging with 2/2s for 4 mana or something.
Yeah.
And they'll get to like the Urza blocks and everything will be suddenly really strong.
Yep. They're gonna actually have to play games with banding. Oh my god. No, thank you.
I just simply not use the keyword. I think you can just not use it because it's like a defender mechanic, really. Like.
It's so stupid, yeah. The way.
I mean, I think if they like really wanted to print a fixed banding, is like, I think the only relevant part is that the blocker gets to assign combat damage to the band of creatures.
Yeah, the problem with that is it's just really not fun.
No, I don't think it's fun either. I'm just like, banding was way more complicated to achieve the aim of making combat worse.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, it's easy to say you could just ignore banding, but like some of the old sets, they were like, okay, in this format, we've printed 250 cards.